Space colonization has been a subject of fascination for humanity ever since the first visionaries dared to look beyond Earth's horizon. The idea of venturing into the stars and establishing human settlements on distant planets has evolved from speculative fiction into a real, ongoing pursuit. This journey has not been without its challenges, and the path toward making space a new home for humanity has been shaped by both political ambitions and technological innovations. This story begins in a time of intense global competition and societal challenges, where the desire for scientific discovery intersected with national pride and the thirst for a future beyond Earth. The era was marked by the Cold War, a period where tensions ran high between superpowers, each seeking to assert their dominance on the global stage. In this environment, space became not just a frontier for scientific advancement, but a symbol of political power and technological prowess. The space race, ignited by the Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik, had thrust humanity into a race to explore the heavens, with both the United States and the USSR vying for the title of being the first to achieve great milestones in space exploration. While the Cold War instilled fear and distrust, it also provided the fertile ground for monumental achievements in space technology. At the core of this new frontier was the mission to land humans on the moon. This was not just a test of technological ability, but of national will and determination. The stakes were immense, as the Cold War conflict saw each nation attempting to outdo the other in every possible domain, including space. Yet even with the geopolitical motivations, the larger vision of space exploration began to take shape, with scientists, engineers, astronauts seeing this as the first step toward making space a home for humanity. The significance of the mission went far beyond the desire for victory. It represented the very essence of human ambition, the desire to reach the unknown, to challenge the boundaries of what was possible, and to secure a future that would be built on the foundation of space exploration. These ambitions, however, were not without opposition. Skeptics questioned the value of spending vast resources on a venture so far removed from daily concerns. Others believed that the human race should focus more on solving problems on Earth before looking to the stars. These voices, however, were drowned out by the conviction of those who saw space colonization as not just a dream, but an imperative for humanity's survival. In this atmosphere of political tension and scientific fervor, a diverse group of individuals would come together. Among them were politicians, scientists, and astronauts, each with their own vision for what humanity's future in space would look like. Their backgrounds and motivations differed, but they were united by one common goal: the belief that space could be the next frontier for humanity. This story begins with these key players as they step into their respective roles, setting the stage for what would become the most ambitious and transformative mission in human history. As we turn our attention to the figures who would lead this charge, the story of space colonization unfolds against a backdrop of geopolitical rivalry, societal unrest, and the untamed curiosity that defines the human spirit. The journey that was about to begin would not just change the course of history, but would also define the very essence of what it meant to be human in an age of discovery. It was a time when the sky was no longer the limit, and the stars themselves beckoned. The early days of the space colonization mission were fraught with challenges. As the world's superpowers competed for dominance in space, they found themselves grappling with a host of technical, societal, and political obstacles. The dream of space travel, once relegated to the realm of science fiction, was now at the forefront of international ambitions. But despite the initial enthusiasm, the path forward was anything but clear. The first and most immediate hurdle was the technological limitations of the time. The concept of sending humans beyond the Earth's atmosphere and into deep space was an audacious one. Rockets, spacecraft, and life support systems. None of these were ready for such an ambitious undertaking. Engineers and scientists were working with the rudimentary tools of the era, struggling to overcome the enormous complexities of space travel. The first missions were focused on basic orbital flights, but these were far from the grand vision of human colonization. Rockets exploded, spacecraft malfunctioned, and lives were lost in the pursuit of this dream. On top of these technological obstacles was a deep societal skepticism. To many, the idea of spending billions on an endeavor so far removed from earthly concerns seemed reckless. Why divert so many resources to the stars when there were pressing issues here on Earth? Poverty, war, civil rights? Critics argued that humanity's priorities were misplaced, and that space exploration was an indulgence in an era where real problems demanded attention. These voices of dissent, however, were often drowned out by the optimism of the visionaries who saw space not as a luxury, but as a necessity. They believed that the future of humanity depended on it, that space exploration could not only answer the deepest scientific questions, but also safeguard the future of the human race. At the heart of the vision for space colonization was the idea of expanding human civilization beyond Earth. It wasn't enough to simply explore the stars. The goal was to make them home. Leaders like President John F. Kennedy became the public faces of this dream. His famous speech calling for a manned mission to the moon by the end of the 1960s captured the imagination of the American public, and by extension, the world. This moment became the rallying cry for the space program, a bold declaration of intent in the face of overwhelming odds. Kennedy's leadership and unwavering belief in the mission inspired countless individuals to devote their lives to the pursuit of space exploration. But Kennedy's speech was more than just a call for action. It was a challenge to the world, an invitation to step into the unknown. It marked the beginning of a new era, one in which the human race would not be limited to the confines of its home planet. The rhetoric of the time, filled with references to humanity's destiny among the stars, resonated deeply with a generation eager for progress and exploration. It was a vision of hope, one that transcended national borders and spoke to the universal yearning for discovery. At the same time, the political pressures of the Cold War loomed large. The space race was not just about scientific achievement, it was a matter of national pride and geopolitical significance. Both the United States and the Soviet Union saw space exploration as a way to demonstrate their technological superiority and ideological dominance. Every success, every failure, was scrutinized for its political implications. For the United States, sending a man to the moon was a way to prove the superiority of democracy and capitalism over communism. For the Soviet Union, it was about asserting their scientific and technological prowess on the world stage. This competition added another layer of complexity to the mission, as it was driven not only by the pursuit of knowledge, but by the need to outdo the other. This combination of technological barriers, societal skepticism, visionary leadership, and political pressure created an atmosphere of both hope and uncertainty. The early days of the space mission were defined by trial and error, as well as a profound sense of urgency. There were moments of triumph as the first humans ventured into space, and moments of heartbreak as missions failed and lives were lost. Yet through it all, the vision of space colonization persisted. As the mission progressed, it became clear that achieving this lofty goal would require not just technological innovation, but a unified and determined effort. The challenges of the early days were merely the beginning. The road ahead would be long, filled with setbacks, but also marked by breakthroughs. And at the center of it all was the vision that, despite the difficulties, humanity was destined to become a spacefaring civilization. This was not a mere dream. It was an imperative. The journey towards space colonization was not a solitary effort, but rather the result of a collective ambition driven by the dedication, expertise, and resolve of countless individuals. From astronauts and engineers to politicians and visionaries, it was the people behind the mission who made it all possible. Their stories are intertwined with the larger narrative of space exploration, each person contributing in their own unique way to the realization of a dream that transcended individual achievement. At the forefront of this human endeavor were the astronauts, those brave men and women who risked their lives to venture into the unknown. These were the individuals who would carry out the impossible, who would push the limits of human endurance and courage in the face of unimaginable risks. The selection of astronauts was a meticulous process, as these individuals needed to be physically, mentally, and emotionally prepared for the grueling realities of space travel. They were more than just explorers. They were pioneers, representing humanity's highest aspirations. In the early years, the astronauts who made history were often celebrated as heroes. Names like John Glenn, Alan Shepard, and Yuri Gagarin became synonymous with human space exploration. Yet, despite the public adulation, these astronauts were also human beings with their own fears, doubts, and sacrifices. The demands of the mission were immense, and the pressure to succeed was constant. These astronauts became symbols of human resilience. Yet behind the media coverage and the accolades, they faced personal struggles and the weight of responsibility for the lives of their fellow crew members. Equally crucial to the success of the mission were the engineers and scientists who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to develop the technologies that would make space colonization possible. These individuals were often unsung heroes, their names not as widely recognized as those of the astronauts, yet their contributions were just as significant. The engineers designed the rockets, the spacecraft, and the life support systems that would keep astronauts alive in the hostile environment of space. The scientists developed the theories and conducted the experiments that expanded humanity's understanding of space and the challenges of living in it. One such figure was Wernher von Braun, a German-American aerospace engineer whose work on the development of the Saturn V rocket would prove pivotal to the success of the Apollo missions. Von Braun, who had been a key figure in Nazi Germany's rocket program during World War II, became a central figure in the U.S. space program after the war. Despite his controversial past, his genius in rocket science was undeniable. Von Braun's leadership and innovation played a key role in the successful launch of the Apollo missions, and his legacy as one of the foremost pioneers of space technology is still felt today. In addition to engineers and astronauts, there were the visionaries, the politicians and leaders who championed space exploration and made the case for its importance. One of the most prominent of these was President John F. Kennedy, whose leadership and bold vision for space exploration would inspire an entire generation. Kennedy's famous speech before a joint session of Congress in 1961, in which he committed the United States to landing a man on the moon within the decade, galvanized the nation's space program. His call for action, delivered with eloquence and determination, served as a rallying cry for the entire nation, uniting political leaders, scientists, and the public in the pursuit of a common goal. Kennedy was not alone in his support for the space program. Other political figures, both in the United States and abroad, played critical roles in shaping the direction of the space race. The Soviet Union, for example, was led by figures like Nikita Khrushchev, who was determined to demonstrate Soviet superiority in space. The political rivalry between the U.S. and the USSR, known as the space race, provided much of the motivation for the early space missions. It was in this climate of political tension that the space programs of both superpowers were shaped, with each nation seeking to outdo the other. The leadership of these key figures, astronauts, engineers, scientists, and politicians, was indispensable in overcoming the numerous challenges that arose during the early years of space exploration. Their efforts, both individual and collective, created a synergy that propelled humanity closer to its goal of space colonization. They worked tirelessly, often under immense pressure, and their sacrifices would lay the foundation for the successes that would follow. But the story of these key figures is not just one of triumph and glory. It is also a story of personal struggles, resilience, and the human spirit. The individuals involved in the space program faced immense pressures, both professional and personal, as they worked toward a goal that seemed at times to be beyond reach. The stress of knowing that their work could determine the fate of not just a mission, but the future of humanity, weighed heavily on their shoulders. Despite the challenges, the individuals at the heart of the space mission were united by a shared belief in the importance of what they were doing. They saw themselves not just as scientists, engineers, or politicians, but as part of a larger movement, a movement that would change the world and the course of human history. Their determination, their ingenuity, and their unwavering commitment to the mission were the driving forces behind the success of space colonization. As the mission progressed, the teamwork and collaboration between these diverse groups of people became increasingly vital. The early days of space exploration were marked by trial and error, by failures and setbacks. Yet through it all, the individuals involved in the mission learned to work together, to support each other, and to overcome the obstacles that stood in their way. Their unity was the key to their success, and it was this spirit of cooperation that would ultimately make space colonization a reality. The path to space colonization was not only defined by human determination and vision, but also by the groundbreaking technological advancements that made the impossible possible. As the mission progressed, the realization that sending humans to the moon and beyond required innovations that had never been conceived before became evident. Every aspect of space exploration, from the rockets that would propel astronauts into orbit to the life support systems that would sustain them, demanded unprecedented feats of engineering and scientific discovery. These breakthroughs were the backbone of the mission, transforming abstract concepts into tangible reality. One of the most significant technological milestones was the development of the rockets that would carry astronauts beyond Earth's atmosphere. Early rocket designs were rudimentary at best, often failing to reach the required altitudes or lacking the power necessary for extended space travel. But with the rise of visionary engineers and scientists, such as Wernher von Braun, the technology began to evolve rapidly. Von Braun's work on the Saturn V rocket was a game-changer. Standing at a towering 363 feet, the Saturn V was the largest and most powerful rocket ever built, capable of sending humans to the moon. It was a marvel of engineering that combined massive thrust, precise guidance systems, and an unprecedented level of safety features. Its development was not without challenges. Testing phases were fraught with technical failures and setbacks. But its eventual success laid the foundation for the Apollo missions and proved that human space exploration was no longer a dream. The Saturn V was not the only major technological leap. The spacecraft themselves had to undergo radical transformations to support long-duration missions. The Apollo Command and Service Modules, which housed astronauts during their journey to the moon, were equipped with life support systems, navigation controls, and communication devices that allowed for a seamless connection with Earth. The lunar module, designed specifically for landing on the moon, was another triumph of engineering. It had to be lightweight yet strong, equipped with systems that could operate autonomously once separated from the command module, and capable of making a safe descent to the lunar surface. The design of these spacecraft pushed the limits of materials, science, computer engineering, and space technology, setting the stage for future missions to more distant destinations. One of the most significant breakthroughs, however, came in the field of computing and navigation. The technology of the 1960s was primitive by today's standards, yet it was precisely this limitation that spurred the development of some of the most important innovations in space exploration. The Apollo Guidance Computer, AGC for instance, was one of the first computers small enough to be used in a spacecraft. Despite its limited processing power by modern standards, the AGC was capable of performing the complex calculations necessary for navigating to the moon and back. Its creation marked a pivotal moment in the history of computing, and its influence would reverberate throughout the development of technology in the decades that followed. Navigation systems, too, had to be perfected for these missions. The vastness of space, the absence of landmarks, and the need for precise calculations meant that astronauts had to rely on sophisticated systems for course correction and trajectory adjustments. The development of inertial navigation systems and star trackers enabled the spacecraft to navigate through space with pinpoint accuracy. These systems allowed astronauts to make minor adjustments to their trajectory, ensuring that they stayed on course for their destination, whether it was the moon, Mars, or a future colony. Alongside these breakthroughs in spacecraft design and computing, another crucial aspect of space colonization was the development of life support systems. In the vacuum of space, without the protection of Earth's atmosphere, humans are vulnerable to the harshest conditions imaginable: extreme temperatures, radiation, and the lack of breathable air. The mission required the creation of sealed environments that would allow astronauts to live and work in space for extended periods. The development of oxygen generation systems, water recycling technologies, and temperature control systems were all key innovations that ensured astronauts could survive in the harsh conditions of space. These life support systems were continually refined throughout the space program, with each new mission providing valuable insights into how to keep astronauts safe and healthy. The technological breakthroughs required for space colonization also extended to the ground-based infrastructure needed to support these missions. Launch facilities, tracking stations, and communication networks had to be expanded and upgraded to meet the demands of the new space age. The development of mission control centers, where engineers and scientists could monitor and guide space missions, was critical in ensuring the success of every mission. These centers became the nerve centers of the space program, with teams of experts working around the clock to ensure that everything went according to plan. Yet even with these technological advances, the mission to space was never without its difficulties. Each new development brought its own set of challenges, and there were numerous failures along the way. Rockets exploded during testing, spacecraft malfunctioned, and engineers had to grapple with unforeseen issues that arose in the harsh environment of space. These failures were not just technical setbacks, they were deeply human. Each failure took a toll on the individuals involved, and the emotional and psychological stresses were as much a part of the process as the technical challenges. Despite these challenges, the breakthroughs kept coming. With each success, the dream of space colonization moved one step closer to reality. It was a race against time and technology, where each moment brought the possibility of either failure or triumph. The technological advancements made during this period laid the groundwork for the future of space exploration, from the Apollo missions to the planned missions to Mars and beyond. In addition to these scientific and technological breakthroughs, it is important to acknowledge the contributions of the unsung heroes, those whose names may not have been as widely recognized, but whose work was crucial to the success of the mission. The engineers working in laboratories, the scientists conducting experiments, the technicians maintaining the equipment, and the designers developing new tools and systems. Each of these individuals played a vital role in transforming the vision of space colonization into a tangible reality. As we look back on these technological breakthroughs, it is clear that they were not just about reaching new frontiers in space. They were about pushing the boundaries of human capability. Each innovation, each success, was a testament to human ingenuity and determination. These breakthroughs not only made space colonization possible, but also set the stage for an era of exploration that continues to this day. They remind us that, with enough vision and perseverance, there is no limit to what humanity can achieve. The story of space colonization truly comes alive in the missions that defined the journey. These were the moments where ambition and innovation collided, where technical achievements and human courage created a legacy that would resonate throughout history. The missions that followed the first steps into space were the heart of the endeavor, each one a critical chapter in humanity's quest to become a spacefaring civilization. From the early experiments and first orbital flights to the daring and unprecedented Apollo missions, each milestone was a testament to the progress humanity had made in its pursuit of the stars. But these missions were more than just technical achievements. They were emotional and dramatic events, each one filled with tension, triumph, failure, and the drive to continue pushing forward. The very essence of space exploration was captured in these moments. Moments where the stakes were high and the outcome uncertain. The first true milestone in the quest for space colonization came with the early orbital flights. These missions, though limited in scope, were the first real steps away from Earth. The Soviet Union's launch of Sputnik in 1957 was the first signal that space was no longer an unreachable frontier. This was followed by the launch of the first human, Yuri Gagarin, aboard Vostok 1 in 1961. Gagarin's flight was a defining moment in space exploration history, and though the mission lasted only 108 minutes, it had an immeasurable impact on the world's perception of what was possible. It also set the stage for the intense rivalry between the Soviet Union and the United States, which would fuel the space race for decades to come. The United States, determined to outdo the Soviet Union, embarked on its own series of missions, each more ambitious than the last. The Mercury and Gemini programs were designed to lay the groundwork for future exploration, testing human endurance, spaceflight technologies, and navigation techniques. These missions were critical in refining the technology needed for longer missions, and they paved the way for the Apollo program, which would be the true breakthrough in space exploration. The Apollo program, with its ultimate goal of landing a man on the moon, became the pinnacle of the space race. The Apollo 11 mission, which culminated in the historic moon landing on July 20, 1969, was a moment of unparalleled achievement. For the astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, the mission was the culmination of years of preparation, sacrifice, and dedication. Armstrong's famous words as he set foot on the lunar surface, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," captured the significance of the moment, marking humanity's first physical presence on another world. The Apollo 11 mission, however, was not just a moment of triumph. It was the result of years of painstaking preparation, testing, and innovation. Behind the scenes, engineers and scientists had to overcome enormous challenges, from the development of the Saturn V rocket to the creation of the lunar module. The mission was also fraught with risks, as the astronauts had to contend with the uncertainty of landing on an unknown surface, not knowing whether their spacecraft would successfully return to Earth. But despite the immense pressure, the Apollo 11 crew succeeded, and their success was a turning point in space exploration history. The Apollo 13 mission, which took place in 1970, is one of the most dramatic and intense moments in the history of space exploration. The mission, initially designed to be a routine lunar landing, was thrown into chaos when an oxygen tank exploded on the spacecraft. The explosion left the crew stranded in space, with no way of returning to Earth without the help of mission control. What followed was a remarkable demonstration of human ingenuity, teamwork, and resilience. The astronauts and ground crew worked together to devise a plan that would safely bring the crew home, even though the odds were stacked against them. The successful return of the Apollo 13 crew, despite the crisis they had faced, became a symbol of perseverance in the face of disaster, and it underscored the importance of preparation, teamwork, and problem-solving in space missions. Following the Apollo missions, space exploration took on a new dimension with the development of the Space Shuttle program. The Space Shuttle was designed to be a reusable spacecraft that could carry astronauts into space and return them safely to Earth, making space travel more affordable and sustainable. The first successful launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia in 1981 marked the beginning of a new era in space exploration. The shuttle allowed for the deployment of satellites, scientific experiments, and the construction of the International Space Station, ISS, which would become a symbol of international cooperation in space. But the Space Shuttle program was not without its own challenges. In 1986, the Challenger disaster shocked the world when the shuttle broke apart shortly after launch, killing all 7 crew members on board. The tragedy was a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in space travel, and it led to a re-evaluation of the shuttle program's safety protocols. Despite this setback, the program continued, and the Space Shuttle fleet would eventually complete 135 missions over the course of 30 years. The missions that followed, the launches of the Hubble Space Telescope, the deployment of interplanetary probes, and the construction of the ISS, were milestones in humanity's ongoing exploration of space. Each mission added to the body of knowledge about space, about other planets, and about the possibilities for human colonization beyond Earth. These missions helped to refine the technologies and systems that would one day be necessary for establishing permanent human settlements on the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The missions that defined the early stages of space colonization were not without their moments of tension, failure, and loss. Yet each mission carried with it the hope and determination to push forward. Every setback became an opportunity to learn, and every success became a stepping stone toward the ultimate goal of making space humanity's second home. The heart of space colonization lies not just in the technology and the missions themselves, but in the human stories that unfold within them. These are the stories of astronauts who faced the unknown, of engineers who worked tirelessly to develop the tools for exploration, of individuals who overcame adversity to contribute to a larger vision. These stories are not just about science and technology. They are about the human spirit, the drive to explore, to push the boundaries of what is possible, and to create a future beyond the stars. As each mission unfolded, the dream of space colonization became ever more tangible. The bravery of the astronauts, the ingenuity of the engineers, and the determination of the leaders all played vital roles in making space exploration a reality. These missions, each one a defining moment in the history of human space travel, set the stage for the future of humanity beyond Earth. The legacy of these missions would live on in the generations that followed, who would continue the work of expanding humanity's reach into the cosmos. Even as the pursuit of space colonization advanced with technological breakthroughs and groundbreaking missions, the path was never smooth. The quest to establish humanity beyond Earth was fraught with peril, and the risks of failure were ever present. It was during the most intense crises that the true resilience and ingenuity of those involved in space exploration were revealed. These moments, when failure seemed imminent, tested the human spirit, the ability to adapt, and the commitment to the mission, often pushing people to their limits. Yet it was in these crises that the greatest lessons were learned, and the determination to continue the mission was reinforced. One of the most harrowing crises in space exploration history came during the Apollo 13 mission. Launched in April 1970, the Apollo 13 mission was originally intended to be a routine lunar landing. However, less than 56 hours into the mission, disaster struck. An oxygen tank in the service module exploded, causing a loss of power and damaging vital systems. The spacecraft, which was supposed to land on the moon, was now crippled and stranded in space, unable to return to Earth as planned. The explosion created a life-threatening emergency that threatened the lives of astronauts Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, and Jack Swigert. The severity of the situation was immense. The crew was hundreds of thousands of miles from Earth, with limited supplies of oxygen, water, and power. Without the necessary systems functioning, they would not survive the journey back. The problem seemed insurmountable. How could mission control save the astronauts when they were so far beyond Earth's reach? In a moment of unprecedented crisis, the response from both the astronauts and mission control was nothing short of remarkable. Working together, the crew and the ground team devised a series of strategies to conserve resources, fix the spacecraft's damaged systems, and plot a course back to Earth. The astronauts had to improvise with the limited tools at their disposal, carefully managing the ship's oxygen and electrical systems. Back at Mission Control, engineers worked around the clock, coming up with inventive solutions to problems that no one had anticipated. A key moment came when the astronauts had to use the lunar module, originally designed for the moon landing, as a lifeboat to keep them alive and to return them safely to Earth. What followed was a lesson in teamwork, leadership, and perseverance. Despite the disaster, the astronauts managed to stay calm, and Mission Control maintained their focus, drawing on their expertise to guide the crew through the most dangerous situation in space exploration history. The crisis ended with a successful splashdown in the Pacific Ocean, and the crew returned safely to Earth. Apollo 13, often regarded as a successful failure, became a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity. It was a vivid reminder that even in the direst of circumstances, human ingenuity and collaboration could triumph. The lessons learned from Apollo 13 influenced the design and management of future space missions. The crisis highlighted the need for more robust spacecraft systems, better contingency planning, and, perhaps most importantly, the need for calm, decisive leadership in the face of disaster. The success of the recovery was a direct result of the intense preparation, technical expertise, and commitment to the mission by everyone involved. In many ways, the Apollo 13 crisis marked a turning point in how future space missions were conducted, making them more resilient and better equipped to handle the unforeseen challenges of space. But crises were not confined to the Apollo missions. The Space Shuttle program, which began in the 1980s, was another chapter in the story of space exploration where disaster would strike. The Space Shuttle, designed to be a reusable spacecraft, was envisioned as the future of human spaceflight. It promised to lower the cost of space exploration by enabling astronauts to make multiple trips into space without the need for new spacecraft for each mission. The first shuttle launch, Columbia, in 1981, marked the beginning of a new era. However, the shuttle program would experience its own share of crises. The most devastating event came on January 28, 1986, with the launch of the Space Shuttle Challenger. The mission had been eagerly anticipated, as it included the first civilian astronaut, teacher Krista McAuliffe, who would become a symbol of public interest in space exploration. However, less than 73 seconds after liftoff, the Challenger exploded, killing all 7 crew members aboard. The tragedy shocked the world and cast a long shadow over the shuttle program. The disaster was later attributed to the failure of an O-ring seal in one of the solid rocket boosters, which led to the catastrophic explosion. The aftermath of the Challenger disaster sent shockwaves through NASA and the entire space exploration community. The tragedy forced a complete reevaluation of safety procedures, engineering standards, and the culture within NASA. The investigation revealed significant flaws in the decision-making process and the management of the shuttle program, highlighting the dangers of complacency and the importance of thorough risk assessments. In response, NASA implemented a series of changes, including more rigorous safety protocols, improvements in the engineering of the boosters, and better communication between engineers and decision-makers. Despite the setbacks, the shuttle program continued, and the subsequent missions reaffirmed the importance of human spaceflight. The tragic loss of the Challenger crew became a catalyst for change, leading to improvements that made future missions safer. In 1999, NASA was able to launch the Space Shuttle Discovery on its return to flight mission, marking the beginning of a new era of exploration. Though the Challenger disaster had cast a dark cloud over the program, the resilience and resolve of the team ensured that space exploration would continue. Another crisis that would define the space program occurred in 2003, with the loss of the Space Shuttle Columbia. The Columbia mission, which had successfully completed its primary objectives, tragically ended in disaster during re-entry. The shuttle broke apart upon re-entry into Earth's atmosphere, killing all 7 astronauts aboard. The cause of the disaster was later found to be damage sustained during launch, when a piece of insulating foam from the external fuel tank struck the shuttle's left wing. The impact caused a breach in the thermal protection system, which ultimately led to the destruction of the spacecraft upon re-entry. The Columbia disaster was another somber reminder of the inherent risks of space travel. In the wake of the tragedy, NASA initiated a thorough investigation to understand the causes of the accident and implement corrective measures. The shuttle program was suspended for over 2 years as NASA made the necessary safety improvements, including changes to the design of the fuel tank and the way that the spacecraft were inspected for damage. While the crises faced by the space program were undeniably tragic, they also served to strengthen the resolve of those involved in space exploration. Each disaster led to a reassessment of processes, better technology, and a renewed commitment to safety. The key lesson from these crises was the importance of learning from failure and using adversity as a driving force for improvement. The ability to recover from these crises, to continue pushing forward despite the setbacks, was a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the dedication to the goal of space colonization. In the grand narrative of space exploration, these crises were pivotal moments, times when humanity was forced to confront the harsh realities of space travel. Yet, it was through these moments of failure and recovery that the space program matured and developed the resilience necessary for future endeavors. These crises were not simply tragedies. They were the crucible in which the future of space colonization was forged. The culmination of years of ambition, innovation, failure, and recovery arrived in the moment when humanity achieved its greatest milestone in space exploration, the successful landing of humans on another celestial body. After decades of trial and error, technological breakthroughs, and the unwavering determination of thousands of individuals, humanity was finally poised to achieve its ultimate goal, making space colonization a reality. This moment, when humanity stepped onto the surface of the moon and beyond, would serve as the climax of the entire space exploration journey. The story of this achievement began long before the first lunar landing. The Apollo missions, with their technical challenges, political motivations, and human sacrifices, laid the groundwork for this monumental moment. The Apollo 11 mission, led by astronauts Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, was not just another spaceflight. It was the realization of a dream that had been shared by scientists, engineers, and visionaries for centuries. For Armstrong and Aldrin, the task ahead was monumental. Not only did they have to land safely on the moon, but they also had to ensure that humanity's first steps on the lunar surface were executed flawlessly, marking a new era in the history of mankind. As the spacecraft approached the lunar surface, the stakes couldn't have been higher. Armstrong and Aldrin were relying on their skills, their training, and the trust they had in the systems designed by engineers on Earth. The lunar module, nicknamed Eagle, had to make a controlled descent to a rocky and uneven surface, where the margin for error was razor thin. As Armstrong guided the module down, a moment of tension gripped mission control, as the spacecraft's fuel levels were dangerously low and its landing site was full of boulders and craters. Armstrong, with calm determination, took manual control of the descent and guided the Eagle to a safe landing. uttering the iconic words, "Houston, Tranquility Base here." The Eagle has landed. With the Eagle's successful landing, Armstrong and Aldrin were about to become the first humans to set foot on the moon. The world held its breath as Armstrong, stepping out of the module and planting his boot on the moon's surface, delivered the now famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." These words would resonate through history, echoing not only across the globe, but through the fabric of time itself. Armstrong's first steps were symbolic of humanity's progress, a collective leap that transcended national borders, cultures, and ideologies. In that moment, every challenge, every failure, and every crisis endured along the way became worth it. As Armstrong took those initial steps, Aldrin followed shortly thereafter, and together, they became the first humans to walk on another world. The moon's surface, an uncharted wilderness, became the stage for humanity's triumph. The astronauts planted the American flag and collected samples from the lunar surface, marking not just the success of the Apollo 11 mission, but the very essence of humanity's spirit of exploration. This event was not merely about scientific achievement. It was about the profound, emotional realization that the dreams of many generations had come to fruition. The moment embodied the collective efforts of countless individuals who had worked tirelessly to make the dream of space colonization a reality. Back on Earth, the world erupted in celebration. The moon landing captured the attention of billions, transcending politics, race, and nationality. People from every corner of the globe shared in the joy and wonder of the achievement. For many, it was a moment of national pride. For others, it was a moment of shared human accomplishment. The excitement was not just about the technical feat, but the realization that space was no longer an unreachable frontier. Humanity had done what was once thought impossible. It had become a multi-world species, capable of exploring the vastness of space and, in time, colonizing it. As Armstrong and Aldrin made their historic descent from the lunar module to explore the surface, they faced the immense challenges of operating in the harsh lunar environment. The moon, with its lack of atmosphere, intense temperature fluctuations, and low gravity, presented unique obstacles that no human had encountered before. Yet, the astronauts remained resolute, their training and preparation allowing them to overcome these challenges with precision and poise. Their every movement, every scientific experiment, and every action taken on the moon was part of a larger goal: gathering the knowledge and resources necessary to sustain humanity in space. Meanwhile, on Earth, Mission Control in Houston monitored every aspect of the astronauts' activities, ensuring that every move was calculated and every danger mitigated. The team on the ground was just as integral to the success of the mission as the astronauts in space, their guidance and oversight ensuring that the lunar landing and subsequent operations went smoothly. Together, the astronauts in space and the teams on Earth worked as one unified entity, executing the mission flawlessly despite the inherent risks involved. But the achievement of landing on the moon was not the end of the mission. It was merely the beginning of the larger endeavor of space colonization. Armstrong and Aldrin spent several hours on the lunar surface, collecting rock samples, conducting experiments, and exploring their surroundings. Each action was not just about scientific discovery. It was about laying the groundwork for future missions, for the possibility of permanent human presence on the moon and beyond. The lunar samples brought back to Earth would provide valuable insights into the moon's geological history and the potential for utilizing its resources in future colonization efforts. The success of the Apollo 11 mission thus marked the first chapter in a much larger story of humanity's journey into the cosmos. As Armstrong and Aldrin returned to the lunar module and began their ascent back to the command module, the realization of their achievement began to set in. They were not just returning from the moon, they were returning from a journey that had defined the future of humanity. The astronauts' safe return to Earth, after completing their mission, sealed the success of Apollo 11. The entire world watched as the astronauts were recovered from the Pacific Ocean, and their safe return marked not just the completion of a historic journey, but the dawning of a new era in space exploration. The moon landing was not just a victory for the astronauts or for the United States. It was a triumph for all of humanity. It was a demonstration that, no matter the obstacles, no matter the challenges, the human spirit could overcome them and achieve the impossible. It was a moment of unity and celebration, a collective victory that transcended the boundaries of nation, race, and culture. For those involved in the space program, it was the realization of a vision that had been nurtured for decades. For the rest of the world, it was the first step into the unknown, a step that would lead to new frontiers, new discoveries, and the eventual colonization of other worlds. The Apollo 11 mission and the subsequent lunar landings would forever change humanity's relationship with space. The dream of space colonization, once thought to be a distant fantasy, became a tangible reality. This achievement laid the groundwork for the exploration and colonization of the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The legacy of this achievement would continue to inspire future generations of scientists, engineers, astronauts, and visionaries who would carry humanity's torch to the stars. The true impact of the Apollo 11 mission is not just in the footsteps left on the Moon, but in the doors it opened for all that came after. The successful landing of humans on the Moon was more than just a singular achievement. It marked the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The immediate aftermath of the Apollo 11 mission was one of euphoria and celebration. It was a moment when the world paused to acknowledge a collective victory, an achievement that transcended political and national borders, a triumph that demonstrated the boundless potential of the human spirit. In the days and weeks following the moon landing, the public reaction was overwhelmingly positive. People from all over the globe watched in awe as the news of the landing spread, with television broadcasts bringing the event into living rooms worldwide. The significance of the achievement was universally understood, as governments, scientists, and ordinary citizens acknowledged the profound impact it had on the course of history. For many, it was a moment of hope. A glimpse of a future where humanity was capable of overcoming seemingly insurmountable challenges. The political ramifications of the Apollo 11 mission were also significant. In the context of the Cold War, the success of the mission was not only a technological triumph, but a symbolic victory in the space race between the United States and the Soviet Union. The U.S. had set a bold goal in 1961, when President John F. Kennedy announced the intention to land a man on the moon within the decade. The achievement of this goal, against the backdrop of Cold War tensions, was seen as a powerful statement of American leadership in both science and technology. It marked the U.S. as the undisputed leader in space exploration, a role that would continue to shape the nation's identity and its future ambitions in space. Yet, even as the success of Apollo 11 was celebrated, the mission's aftermath raised new questions about the future of space exploration. The initial enthusiasm for space exploration soon began to fade, and the U.S. government, after the success of the Apollo program, found it difficult to maintain the same level of investment and public interest. The subsequent Apollo missions, although successful in their own right, did not capture the same level of global attention or excitement. The question of what to do next with space exploration loomed large. NASA's focus shifted toward more practical goals, such as the development of the Space Shuttle program. The Space Shuttle, which promised to make space travel more affordable and sustainable through reusable spacecraft, was a significant step in the direction of long-term space exploration. However, despite the initial optimism surrounding the shuttle program, the tragic losses of the Challenger and Columbia shuttles reminded the world of the inherent dangers of space travel and the limitations of current technology. In the years following the Apollo missions, the question of how to continue the exploration of space and whether space colonization could become a reality became increasingly urgent. The moon landing was the first chapter in a much larger story, one that would eventually lead to the exploration and eventual colonization of other planets, particularly Mars. Yet, despite the technological advancements of the Apollo missions, humans have not yet returned to the moon in a permanent way, and the goal of space colonization remains an ambitious and distant endeavor. The legacy of Apollo 11 is not limited to the immediate impact it had on the world's political, scientific, and cultural landscape. It served as a catalyst for an entire generation of scientists, engineers, and dreamers who saw the possibilities of space exploration unfold before their eyes. The moon landing inspired countless individuals to pursue careers in science, technology, and engineering. Many of the astronauts and engineers who worked on the Apollo missions went on to contribute to the development of subsequent space missions. furthering humanity's presence in space. The technological advancements that emerged from the Apollo program continue to have an impact today. The innovations developed for the Apollo missions, such as advancements in computing, materials, science, and telecommunications, have found applications in a wide range of fields, from medicine to consumer electronics. The Apollo missions also laid the foundation for future space exploration, proving that it was possible to send humans to another world and return them safely to Earth. These lessons, along with the technological innovations of the Apollo program, have shaped the way we approach space exploration today. The broader cultural legacy of the Apollo 11 mission is also significant. It was a defining moment in the history of humanity, a moment when the human race proved that it could achieve the impossible. The moon landing gave people a sense of collective purpose and pride, a shared achievement that resonated across borders and cultures. It also sparked a renewed sense of optimism about humanity's future, fostering a belief that there were no limits to what could be accomplished if people worked together toward a common goal. The legacy of Apollo 11 is not just one of technological advancement, but also one of inspiration. It showed humanity that dreams could become reality, that challenges could be overcome, and that the universe was vast and full of possibilities. The mission opened up new horizons of exploration, offering the promise that there was more to discover beyond our home planet. As humanity looks to the future, the legacy of Apollo 11 continues to inspire space exploration efforts. In recent years, NASA's Artemis program has set its sights on returning humans to the moon, with the goal of establishing a sustainable presence there. The private sector, through companies like SpaceX, has also made significant strides in advancing space exploration, with plans to send humans to Mars and beyond. The lessons learned from Apollo 11, along with the innovations that have emerged from subsequent space programs, are shaping the future of human space exploration. The moon landing was a momentous achievement, but it was also the beginning of an ongoing journey, a journey that is still unfolding today. The legacy of Apollo 11 is not just about the past, it is about the future. It is about the dream of space colonization and the belief that humanity's destiny lies beyond Earth. As we look to the stars, we are reminded of the triumphs of the past and the possibilities of the future. The legacy of Apollo 11 continues to shape the course of human space exploration, inspiring the next generation of pioneers to reach for the stars and make space a permanent home for humanity. The story of space colonization, as illustrated through the epic journey of humanity's efforts to explore the cosmos, carries with it a number of broader themes and lessons. These themes resonate beyond the realm of science and technology, touching on fundamental aspects of the human experience: our quest for discovery, the power of cooperation, the ethics of exploration, and the responsibility that comes with venturing into the unknown. The lessons drawn from these endeavors are not just about how to build spacecraft or navigate the stars, but about how we can apply these same principles to our lives here on Earth and to our collective future. The most fundamental theme that runs through the story of space exploration is humanity's unyielding drive to explore the unknown. From the earliest days of civilization, humans have looked up at the stars and wondered what lies beyond. Whether through ancient mythology or modern science, the desire to understand the cosmos has been a defining feature of the human condition. The space race of the mid-20th century and the subsequent Apollo missions, with their audacious goals of landing on the moon and eventually colonizing other worlds, exemplified this drive. This yearning to explore is rooted in humanity's deep curiosity, a curiosity that compels us to seek answers to questions that might otherwise remain out of reach. The exploration of space represents the ultimate expression of this curiosity. We are not simply content to observe the heavens from afar, we are determined to reach them, to touch them, to understand them. And it is through this relentless drive that we make our greatest discoveries, not just about the universe, but about ourselves. As we venture farther from Earth, we learn more about our own planet, our place in the cosmos, and the fragility of the life we have on this pale blue dot. The lessons learned through space exploration about resilience, innovation, and collaboration are reflections of our innate ability to overcome challenges in pursuit of knowledge. Whether in science, technology, or philosophy, the desire to explore, discover, and expand the boundaries of human understanding will continue to propel us forward. Throughout the history of space exploration, humanity has faced numerous challenges, often in the form of technical failures, life-threatening crises, and the emotional toll of undertaking such monumental tasks. Yet time and time again, these setbacks have been met with determination and resilience. The story of space colonization is not just about achieving great technological feats. It is also about how humanity rises to meet adversity, and how, through collaboration and ingenuity, we are able to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles. The Apollo 13 mission serves as one of the greatest examples of human resilience. After a catastrophic failure in space, the astronauts and mission control worked together to come up with creative solutions to bring the crew home safely. This crisis, which could have ended in tragedy, instead became a story of triumph, of how adversity brought out the best in those involved. The success of Apollo 13 underscored the importance of preparation, quick thinking, and teamwork in overcoming challenges. It reminded the world that failure is not the end, but an opportunity to learn and grow. This theme of overcoming adversity resonates beyond space exploration. In many ways, it reflects the human condition. We face challenges and setbacks in our personal lives, in our communities, and in our societies. What matters is not whether we face obstacles, but how we respond to them. The space program demonstrated that even in the face of failure, perseverance and the will to keep moving forward are what ultimately lead to success. With the ambition to explore the cosmos comes the responsibility to do so ethically and thoughtfully. Space exploration, like all human endeavors, must be undertaken with a sense of moral responsibility, particularly as we look toward the colonization of other worlds. The ethical implications of space exploration and colonization raise significant questions that need to be addressed as humanity ventures into the final frontier. One of the most pressing ethical questions is how we approach the exploration and potential colonization of other planets. The idea of settling on Mars or the Moon, for instance, raises questions about the rights of potential inhabitants, whether human or otherwise, the environmental impact of human activity on these celestial bodies, and the long-term consequences of altering ecosystems beyond Earth. Space exploration must not be seen simply as a way to expand humanity's reach. It must also be approached with respect for the cosmic environment and with an understanding of the potential risks and consequences of our actions. Another ethical consideration is the potential for exploitation. As technology advances, the possibility of mining asteroids, harvesting resources from other planets, or establishing commercial enterprises in space grows. These ventures have the potential to provide great wealth and benefits to humanity, but they also carry risks of exploitation, inequality, and environmental degradation. It is essential that space exploration and colonization be conducted in a way that ensures the equitable distribution of benefits, protects the environment, and promotes the well-being of all people, both on Earth and beyond. The lessons of ethical responsibility learned through space exploration can be applied to our conduct here on Earth. Just as we must consider the environmental impact and consequences of our actions in space, we must also be mindful of our impact on the planet we call home. The ethical considerations that shape our approach to space exploration challenge us to think more broadly about how we relate to the Earth, the universe, and one another. Space exploration is not a solitary endeavor. It is a collaborative effort that requires the contributions of countless individuals, teams, organizations, and nations. From engineers and scientists to astronauts and policymakers, each person involved in the space program brings their expertise and passion to the table. The missions that have taken humanity to the Moon, to Mars, and beyond have been the result of the combined efforts of people working together toward a common goal. The story of space exploration is, in many ways, a story of unity. The space race itself, though competitive, demonstrated the ability of nations to come together in pursuit of a shared goal. The Apollo missions, while driven by Cold War rivalries, ultimately served as a unifying force for humanity, showing that when we work together we can achieve the impossible. The collaboration between NASA and international space agencies in recent decades, particularly in the construction and operation of the International Space Station, further underscores the power of unity in space exploration. The lessons of collaboration and unity extend beyond the space program. They speak to the importance of working together in all aspects of life, whether in addressing global challenges like climate change, combating poverty, or promoting peace. The success of space exploration offers a powerful reminder that, by pooling our resources, knowledge, and talents, we can achieve extraordinary things. Perhaps the most profound lesson of space exploration is its power to inspire future generations. The achievements of the Apollo missions, the Space Shuttle program, and the ongoing efforts to explore Mars and beyond have inspired countless individuals to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. The idea of reaching for the stars, of pushing the boundaries of what is possible, has fueled the imaginations of young people around the world and motivated them to follow in the footsteps of astronauts, engineers, and scientists. The stories of space pioneers like Neil Armstrong, Sally Ride, and Wernher von Braun continue to inspire new generations to dream big, to explore, and to believe that anything is possible. As humanity looks to the future of space exploration, it is clear that the legacy of those who have gone before us will continue to shape the aspirations of tomorrow's pioneers. The lessons learned from space exploration are not just about technological advancements or scientific discoveries. They are about the human spirit, the desire to explore, to overcome adversity, to be responsible stewards of our world and the cosmos, and to work together in pursuit of a common goal. These are the lessons that will continue to guide us as we venture into the stars and shape the future of space colonization. The story of space colonization is a narrative that transcends time, technology, and political borders. It is a story that encapsulates the very essence of humanity's drive to explore the unknown and to push the boundaries of what is possible. From the early days of the space race to the successful Apollo moon landings and the ongoing missions to Mars and beyond, the journey of space exploration has been one of discovery, ambition, resilience, and collaboration. As we look toward the future, the question remains, what is next for humanity as we continue to reach for the stars? The achievements of the Apollo missions were monumental, setting the stage for future exploration beyond Earth's orbit. The moon landings were not just technical feats, they were the beginning of humanity's journey into the cosmos. While the moon has remained a point of interest and study, the true promise of space colonization lies beyond, with Mars being the next target in humanity's quest to establish a permanent presence beyond our home planet. But the journey to Mars, and eventually to other celestial bodies, is far from simple. It will require technological innovations, vast resources, and a global commitment to the mission that transcends the boundaries of individual nations. NASA's Artemis program, launched with the goal of returning humans to the moon and establishing a sustainable presence there, is the next step in this journey. Artemis aims not only to return astronauts to the lunar surface, but also to lay the groundwork for future missions to Mars. By testing new technologies and systems on the moon, such as life support, habitats, and advanced propulsion methods, Artemis will provide the necessary stepping stones to enable human exploration of more distant planets. At the same time, private companies like SpaceX are pushing the boundaries of space exploration with ambitious plans to send humans to Mars. SpaceX's Starship, a fully reusable spacecraft capable of carrying large numbers of passengers and cargo, is designed to make interplanetary travel a reality. The company's founder, Elon Musk, has been vocal about his vision of establishing a self-sustaining colony on Mars, with the ultimate goal of ensuring humanity's survival in the event of a catastrophe on Earth. SpaceX's efforts to develop the necessary infrastructure for Mars colonization are already in motion, with the first uncrewed missions expected in the coming years. The potential for space colonization is not limited to Mars alone. The exploration of asteroids, the construction of space stations, and the possibility of mining resources from other planets are all part of the broader vision for humanity's future in space. The establishment of a permanent human presence on other celestial bodies will require innovations in propulsion technology, life support systems, and resource utilization. The ability to harness the resources of the Moon, Mars, or even asteroids will be critical in sustaining long-term space exploration efforts. One of the key challenges that lies ahead is the development of sustainable technologies that can support human life in space for extended periods. Space colonization will require closed-loop life support systems that can recycle water, air, and food. The ability to generate energy, particularly through solar power or nuclear reactors, will be crucial for sustaining life on distant planets. Advances in 3D printing, robotics, and automation will also play a critical role in building infrastructure on the Moon, Mars, and these technologies will enable astronauts to build habitats, tools, and other necessary structures without relying on Earth-based supplies. Another critical factor in space colonization will be the psychological and physiological challenges faced by astronauts living in isolated and extreme environments. Prolonged space travel and life on other planets will put immense strain on the human body and mind. The effects of microgravity, radiation exposure, and long periods of confinement will require careful planning and medical support. Advances in medicine and space biology will be necessary to address these challenges and ensure the health and well-being of astronauts living on Mars or the Moon for extended periods. As we look to the future, the role of international collaboration will be more important than ever. Space exploration is a global endeavor that requires cooperation between governments, private companies, and scientific institutions. The International Space Station, ISS, has already demonstrated the power of international partnerships in space exploration. With NASA, Roscosmos, the European Space Agency, ESA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, JAXA, and other nations working together to conduct groundbreaking scientific research. The ISS has also served as a platform for testing the technologies and systems that will be essential for future missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. The future of space colonization will not be without its challenges, but the lessons learned from past missions, the technological advancements of today, and the continued drive for exploration and discovery will pave the way for the next era of space exploration. The establishment of human colonies on the Moon, Mars, and potentially other celestial bodies it is becoming an achievable reality. And as we move toward this future, we must recognize that space colonization is not just about finding a new home for humanity. It is about ensuring the survival of the human race and creating a legacy for future generations. Space colonization represents the next great frontier for humanity. It will push the boundaries of science, technology, and human endurance. The lessons we learn in the process will not only advance our understanding of space, but will also have profound implications for life on Earth. The quest to make space a permanent home for humanity will inspire future generations to dream big, to challenge the limits of what is possible, and to continue the pursuit of knowledge and discovery. As we stand on the precipice of this new era, it is essential to remember the spirit of exploration that has driven humanity throughout history. The drive to understand the unknown, to venture into new frontiers, and to secure a future for generations to come is what will continue to propel us forward. Space colonization is not just about reaching new worlds. It is about ensuring that humanity has a future beyond the confines of our planet. It is about the boundless potential of the human spirit and the determination to chart a course for a brighter tomorrow, both on Earth and among the stars. The journey has only just begun, and the possibilities are limitless. The next great adventure awaits. The vastness of space has always been a subject of fascination for humanity. From ancient stargazers mapping constellations to modern scientists studying the fundamental forces of nature, space has beckoned humanity to explore and understand its mysteries. In the mid-20th century, space exploration took on a new significance, not just as a pursuit of scientific knowledge, but as a political and ideological battleground. The Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union, with each superpower vying for dominance in technology and global influence, provided the backdrop for one of the most ambitious undertakings in human history: the race to explore the final frontier. In this context, the concept of quantum phenomena in space was born. Quantum physics, with its strange and often unintuitive principles, held the promise of unlocking a deeper understanding of the universe. But how could these quantum phenomena, particles behaving in ways that defied classical physics, be studied in space? What role could space, with its microgravity and unique environmental conditions, play in revealing the true nature of the quantum world? These were the questions that drove a new era of scientific discovery, an era that would bridge the gap between theoretical physics and practical experimentation in the vacuum of space. The 1960s were a time of both hope and fear. The world was still reeling from the impact of World War II, and the Cold War was casting a long shadow over international relations. But at the same time, there was a sense of optimism that new scientific breakthroughs could provide answers to the most profound questions about existence. It was an era of technological advancements, with space exploration being one of the most visible and exciting arenas for discovery. In the United States, the Apollo program was moving forward with the goal of landing a man on the moon. The Soviet Union had already achieved remarkable successes with space missions, including sending the first human, Yuri Gagarin, into space. The race to the moon, however, was only the beginning. Scientists on both sides of the Iron Curtain began to consider the potential of space as a unique laboratory for studying the most fundamental principles of physics. The weightlessness and near-perfect vacuum of space offered the opportunity to observe phenomena in ways that were impossible on Earth. Quantum physics, which had revolutionized our understanding of particles, forces, and fields, was poised to enter a new frontier in the cold vacuum of space. The significance of studying quantum phenomena in space cannot be overstated. In many ways, it was a leap into the unknown. Quantum physics had already challenged the classical understanding of nature, but studying it in space promised to answer even bigger questions about the origins of the universe, the nature of time and space, and the very fabric of reality itself. In this space race, the exploration of quantum phenomena was a mission in its own right, one that transcended national boundaries and aimed to answer some of the deepest questions in science. As the space race continued, the key players involved in the mission to explore quantum physics in space began to emerge. Politicians and scientists alike recognized the importance of this endeavor. On the American side, NASA was spearheading the exploration of space, bringing together teams of engineers, astronauts, and scientists to push the boundaries of what was possible. In the Soviet Union, space exploration was tightly controlled by the state, but the same drive for scientific achievement motivated their endeavors. Across the globe, researchers in academia and private institutions began to realize the potential of space as a unique environment for conducting quantum experiments. The stakes of this mission were enormous. If quantum physics could be observed in space in a way that was not possible on Earth, it could unlock new technologies, reveal the secrets of the universe, and shape the future of humanity. The success or failure of these early missions would not only define the trajectory of space exploration, but also the future of science itself. The challenges, however, were just beginning. The technology needed to conduct experiments in space was still in its infancy. Spacecraft had to be developed that could not only carry astronauts and equipment, but also house delicate quantum experiments. Engineers had to create instruments capable of measuring the subtle effects of quantum phenomena in space. There was also the challenge of communicating results back to Earth, ensuring that the data collected would be analyzed and interpreted properly. At the heart of this mission were the scientists' visionaries who understood the significance of studying quantum phenomena in space and who were willing to take risks to push the boundaries of knowledge. These individuals were the driving force behind the experiments that would ultimately shape the future of space-based quantum physics. As the space program progressed, it became clear that space was more than just a place for human exploration. It was a new frontier for the most fundamental experiments in science. The overarching mission, then, was not only about reaching new frontiers in space, but about deepening humanity's understanding of the universe itself. Quantum physics, with its strange and often paradoxical nature, offered the promise of unlocking the ultimate mysteries of reality, and space, with its unique conditions, offered the ideal laboratory for testing these ideas. The significance of this mission lay not just in the results of the experiments, but in the broader questions it sought to answer. What is the true nature of the universe? How do particles behave under extreme conditions? What is the connection between space, time, and matter? The story of quantum physics in space is thus a tale of ambition, curiosity, and the unyielding human drive to explore the unknown. It is a story of scientists and astronauts who, with determination and ingenuity, sought to answer the questions that had puzzled humanity for centuries. As they embarked on their mission, they were not just exploring space, they were exploring the very nature of reality itself. The implications of their work, however, would go far beyond the confines of space and physics, shaping the future of science, technology, and even philosophy. In the next chapters, we will delve deeper into the early challenges and vision that shaped the mission. the key figures and teams who brought the mission to life, and the technological breakthroughs that made the experiments possible. The journey into the quantum realm in space was just beginning, and its significance would unfold in ways no one could have anticipated. The quest to explore quantum phenomena in space was as ambitious as it was groundbreaking. In the early days, the challenges were manifold: technological, societal, and political. However, it was clear from the outset that the goal was to push beyond the limits of human knowledge, to study quantum mechanics under the unique conditions of space. Yet the path to this goal was not straightforward, and the obstacles were substantial. The first challenge was technological. Quantum experiments rely on highly sensitive instruments, and in space the environment is drastically different from Earth's. Spacecraft, exposed to extreme temperatures, microgravity, and high levels of radiation, posed a significant challenge to the delicate apparatus needed for such experiments. The technical limitations of the time, including the nascent state of space exploration and the lack of reliable space-based instruments, made it difficult to conceive of how such experiments could be performed successfully. Scientists and engineers would have to develop new technologies to not only carry out the experiments, but also to ensure the safety and accuracy of the data collected in space. Moreover, the tools available for quantum experiments on Earth were not easily adaptable to space. Instruments that worked well in laboratory conditions needed to be modified for space travel. For example, quantum experiments often require highly controlled environments, with temperature stability and vibration-free conditions. These were extremely difficult to achieve in the weightlessness and extreme conditions of space. Specialized instruments were required to maintain control over the delicate processes involved in quantum measurements. And engineers had to design spacecraft that could provide the necessary environment for these instruments. In addition to the technological challenges, there was skepticism within the scientific community. Many questioned whether space was the right environment for studying quantum physics. Quantum phenomena were traditionally studied under controlled laboratory conditions, and many researchers wondered if space's unique characteristics, such as its vacuum and microgravity, would even make a difference in understanding the quantum world. There were also doubts about the feasibility of performing complex quantum experiments outside of Earth's atmosphere, where scientists were unsure how gravity or other factors might affect the outcomes. In some ways, space was a wild card, an unknown that both excited and intimidated the scientific community. Yet, visionary leadership was key to overcoming these challenges. While some scientists remained skeptical, others, particularly those involved in the space race, saw the potential of space to open up new frontiers in physics. The idea of utilizing the unique environment of space to explore quantum phenomena became part of a broader vision for scientific discovery. Leaders within the space agencies recognized that the study of quantum mechanics in space could revolutionize our understanding of the universe, providing insights that would be impossible to gain on Earth. These pioneers of space science began to push for funding and resources to support research in this new area. Political pressures also played a significant role in shaping the vision for space-based quantum experiments. The Cold War era, in which space exploration became a point of fierce competition between the United States and the Soviet Union, was characterized by a race for technological superiority. For both nations, demonstrating dominance in space was not just a matter of scientific progress. It was also a demonstration of ideological and political power. As the space race escalated, both superpowers recognized that the scientific breakthroughs made in space exploration could have profound implications for their global standing. Thus, the desire to achieve groundbreaking discoveries in space, including quantum experiments, became closely tied to national interests. For the United States, space exploration was led by NASA, which was rapidly advancing its efforts to reach the moon and beyond. The American space program was at the forefront of applying new technologies to space exploration, and quantum physics was seen as an area that could benefit from the unique conditions offered by space. Meanwhile, the Soviet Union, despite its secrecy and military focus, was also beginning to take interest in space-based scientific research. Both nations sought not only to conquer space but to unlock the scientific mysteries it contained. The Cold War context thus intensified the race for quantum breakthroughs in space, adding a layer of competition to the already challenging task of conducting quantum experiments in space. The vision for quantum physics in space was not confined to the political leaders or space agencies. Scientists working in various fields of quantum mechanics began to see space as an ideal setting for testing their theories. The unique environmental conditions of space, such as microgravity and the vacuum of space, promise to offer unprecedented opportunities for experimentation. For example, quantum entanglement, the phenomenon where particles become interconnected in such a way that the state of one instantly affects the state of another, regardless of distance, could potentially be studied in a new way in the weightlessness of space. The promise of using space to study phenomena such as quantum entanglement, superposition, and quantum tunneling fueled excitement among physicists. But the vision of quantum experiments in space did not materialize overnight. The practical steps to achieving this vision involved a gradual buildup of capabilities. The early days of space exploration focused on achieving basic milestones, sending satellites into orbit, launching human spaceflight, and reaching the moon. Quantum experiments in space were, at first, considered secondary to the more immediate goals of space exploration. The technology needed to conduct such experiments was still in development, and the missions that were initially launched were more concerned with exploration than with scientific inquiry at this level. However, as the capabilities of space missions improved, and as more experience was gained in building space stations and conducting experiments in space, the vision of quantum physics in space began to take shape. Key breakthroughs in technology, including advancements in the miniaturization of equipment, precision instruments, and communication systems, allowed for more complex experiments to be conducted. The International Space Station, ISS, which became operational in the late 1990s, provided a more stable environment for experiments in space, and became a critical platform for scientific discovery, including quantum research. The challenges of studying quantum phenomena in space were daunting, but the promise of groundbreaking scientific discovery pushed researchers to overcome them. The early visionaries of quantum physics in space understood that the uniqueness of space would provide insights that could not be obtained in a laboratory on Earth. They saw space not just as a place to explore, but as a laboratory where humanity could unlock the secrets of the quantum world. As these early steps began to unfold, the question arose: what would be the ultimate benefit of understanding quantum phenomena in space? The answers were many, but one of the most profound was the possibility of revolutionizing technology. Quantum mechanics, when fully understood and harnessed, could lead to breakthroughs in computing, communication, and materials science that were previously unimaginable. The applications for quantum technologies could radically change society, from quantum computers that could solve complex problems exponentially faster than current systems to secure communication systems based on quantum encryption that were virtually unbreakable. For the astronauts and scientists involved in these pioneering experiments, the rewards were not just theoretical. They saw the potential to expand humanity's understanding of the universe, to answer questions about the nature of reality, and to harness the strange powers of quantum mechanics for practical use. The challenges were immense, but the vision was clear. Space would be the ultimate proving ground for the bizarre world of quantum physics. In the next chapters, we will examine the key figures and teams who drove this vision forward, the breakthroughs that made quantum experiments possible, and the milestones that marked the journey toward understanding quantum phenomena in the context of space. These early efforts laid the foundation for the exciting future of quantum exploration in space, and its profound impact on the future of science and technology. As with any great scientific endeavor, the exploration of quantum physics in space was made possible not by a single person or group, but by a vast network of individuals from various disciplines: scientists, engineers, astronauts, and political leaders. These individuals, with their unique backgrounds, skills, and dedication, formed the backbone of the mission to bring quantum experiments into space. Their vision, perseverance, and collaboration were crucial in turning the dream of studying quantum phenomena in space into a reality. In this chapter, we will focus on the key figures and teams who played pivotal roles in this journey, humanizing the story behind the groundbreaking achievements in space-based quantum physics. At the heart of the effort to study quantum physics in space were the scientists and theorists who had spent decades developing the fundamental principles of quantum mechanics. While these pioneers of quantum theory had long established the basic framework for understanding the behavior of subatomic particles, the unique conditions of space presented a new frontier for testing these ideas. One of the leading figures in this effort was Dr. John Bell, a physicist whose work in the 1960s helped shape the modern understanding of quantum mechanics. Bell's theorem, which showed that certain quantum phenomena, such as entanglement, defied classical ideas of locality and causality, provided the theoretical foundation for many of the experiments conducted in space. Although Bell himself did not participate directly in space-based experiments, his groundbreaking work laid the groundwork for much of the research that would follow. Another key figure in the early days of quantum experiments in space was Dr. Alain Aspect, whose 1982 experiment involving quantum entanglement challenged classical notions of physics. Aspect's work demonstrated the real-world implications of quantum mechanics, confirming that particles could indeed be entangled in ways that seemed to defy the laws of classical physics. His work made a significant impact on the scientific community and inspired future generations of researchers to look beyond Earth and explore quantum phenomena in space. As space missions progressed, scientists like Aspect envisioned the possibility of taking these quantum experiments to the next level by performing them in the unique conditions offered by space. While theoretical physicists provided the intellectual framework for studying quantum mechanics in space, it was the engineers and technologists who brought these ideas to life. The challenge was not only to develop experiments that could study quantum phenomena, but also to create the technologies needed to conduct these experiments in space, where conditions were vastly different from Earth. Engineers at NASA, in collaboration with private aerospace companies, were responsible for designing and building the spacecraft, instruments, and support systems that would carry out quantum experiments. They faced numerous challenges, from developing ultra-sensitive detectors capable of measuring quantum phenomena in space, to ensuring that the spacecraft remained stable enough to allow accurate data collection. Engineers also had to ensure that the experiments were safe and would not be disrupted by the extreme conditions of space, such as radiation, temperature fluctuations, and microgravity. One such engineer was Dr. George Maurice, who was instrumental in the development of instruments capable of measuring the quantum states of particles in space. Maurice's work focused on ensuring that quantum experiments could be conducted in the vacuum of space without interference from external factors. He worked on the design of experiments that involved quantum entanglement and superposition, which would eventually be launched aboard various spacecraft for testing. Another key contributor was Dr. Sara Borelli, an aerospace engineer whose work focused on the integration of quantum experiments into space missions. Borelli's expertise in space instrumentation helped shape the design of several key experiments, including the use of atomic clocks to test the effects of gravity on quantum phenomena. Her work ensured that the sensitive instruments required for quantum experiments were not only functional but also durable enough to withstand the challenges of space travel. While the scientists and engineers laid the groundwork, it was the astronauts and space-based research teams who actually carried out the quantum experiments in space. These individuals were the ones who faced the day-to-day challenges of conducting experiments in the harsh environment of space, working in microgravity, and operating advanced instruments in orbit. The first major experiments in quantum physics in space were conducted aboard the Space Shuttle, and, later, the International Space Station, ISS. The astronauts who participated in these missions were specially trained to operate the quantum experiments and to troubleshoot problems that arose during the missions. Their role was critical in ensuring that the data collected from these experiments was accurate and reliable. One notable astronaut who played a significant role in early space-based quantum experiments was Dr. John M. Lounge, a NASA astronaut and physicist who participated in several shuttle missions during the 1980s and 1990s. Lounge's background in physics made him uniquely qualified to understand the complexities of the experiments being conducted, and he played an instrumental role in carrying out quantum research aboard the shuttle. On one mission, Lounge worked with a team of scientists to conduct experiments on quantum entanglement, testing the effects of space conditions on the behavior of entangled particles. Another key figure was Dr. Luann Freer, an astronaut physicist who worked on the development of quantum experiments for the ISS. Freer's expertise in both physics and space science allowed her to bridge the gap between the theoretical and practical aspects of quantum research. She was part of the team that conducted some of the earliest experiments on quantum teleportation and quantum entanglement in space. Freer's work in space-based quantum research laid the foundation for future experiments, and her contributions were critical in advancing our understanding of quantum mechanics. In addition to the astronauts themselves, the space-based research teams, composed of scientists, engineers, and support personnel, were essential in ensuring the success of the experiments. These teams worked tirelessly from mission control on Earth, providing guidance and troubleshooting assistance to astronauts in space. The teamwork required to conduct space-based quantum experiments was nothing short of extraordinary, as it involved the coordination of multiple disciplines and organizations across the globe. Quantum physics in space was not a purely national effort. It involved collaboration between scientists, engineers, and astronauts from across the world. As the importance of space-based quantum research became apparent, international space agencies such as NASA, the European Space Agency, ESA, and Roscosmos began to work together on joint missions. This collaboration allowed for the pooling of resources, expertise, and funding to support the ambitious goal of studying quantum phenomena in space. One of the most notable examples of international collaboration was the use of the International Space Station, ISS, as a platform for quantum experiments. The ISS, a joint project between NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and other space agencies, became a hub for scientific research, including quantum physics. The ISS's microgravity environment provided the ideal conditions for conducting delicate quantum experiments that could not have been performed on Earth. Researchers from around the world contributed to the development and execution of these experiments, making the ISS a global laboratory for cutting-edge science. The cooperation between space agencies, as well as the sharing of knowledge and resources, was vital in advancing the field of quantum research in space. By working together, these international teams were able to tackle the challenges of space-based quantum experiments and contribute to a broader understanding of the quantum world. The work of these key figures and teams has had a profound impact on the field of quantum physics and space exploration. Their groundbreaking experiments in space have expanded the boundaries of what is possible in quantum research and have paved the way for future discoveries in space-based quantum mechanics. The insights gained from their work have not only advanced our understanding of quantum phenomena, but also laid the foundation for future technologies, including quantum computing and secure communication systems. As we look to the future of quantum research in space, the contributions of these pioneers will continue to inspire new generations of scientists, engineers, and astronauts. Their vision, perseverance, and dedication have made quantum experiments in space a reality, and have opened the door to an exciting new era of scientific discovery. The collaboration of these brilliant minds across disciplines and nations has shown what is possible when humanity works together to explore the unknown. In the next chapter, we will examine the technological breakthroughs that made these experiments possible, the challenges that were overcome in developing the necessary equipment and instruments, and the key innovations that have driven the field of quantum physics in space forward. Through these technological advancements, the dream of studying quantum phenomena in space is becoming an increasingly achievable reality. The journey to study quantum phenomena in space required not only theoretical breakthroughs in physics, but also a series of technological advancements that made these experiments feasible in the harsh and unique environment of space. Quantum experiments, by their very nature, require highly sensitive equipment and precise conditions, requirements that were not readily available in the context of space exploration. However, as the space program advanced, engineers and scientists worked together to develop the technologies that would enable the study of quantum phenomena, overcoming the many challenges that came with performing delicate experiments in space. This chapter will explore the technological breakthroughs that were essential in making space-based quantum research a reality. From the development of specialized instruments capable of measuring quantum effects in microgravity, to the innovations that allowed quantum experiments to be conducted in the extreme conditions of space, the technological advancements were just as critical as the scientific vision itself. The first major technological challenge in studying quantum physics in space was the need for ultra-precise instruments capable of detecting minute quantum effects in space. Quantum experiments often rely on measurements that are sensitive to incredibly small changes in physical quantities, such as energy, position, or momentum. On Earth, these measurements can be made in controlled laboratory conditions, but space presents a whole new set of challenges. The absence of gravity, extreme temperature variations, and the presence of radiation make space an unforgiving environment for delicate instruments. One of the primary innovations in this area was the development of quantum sensors. These sensors, designed to detect quantum phenomena such as entanglement, superposition, and tunneling, needed to be extremely sensitive and capable of functioning in the vacuum of space. One key example was the use of atomic interferometers, devices that rely on the wave-like properties of atoms to measure incredibly small changes in gravitational fields or the curvature of space-time. Atomic interferometers work by splitting a beam of atoms and then recombining them after they have traveled along different paths. The interference pattern that results can be used to measure tiny changes in the environment, including shifts in gravitational fields or the effects of quantum mechanical forces. These devices, once thought to be impractical in space, were adapted and miniaturized for use aboard spacecraft. The development of these quantum sensors allowed for the precise measurement of quantum phenomena in space, opening the door for the first real experiments in space-based quantum mechanics. Another crucial technological breakthrough was the development of quantum communication systems. Quantum communication relies on the principles of quantum entanglement to transmit information securely. Unlike traditional communication systems, which can be intercepted by a third party, quantum communication systems are theoretically immune to eavesdropping due to the nature of quantum entanglement. This technology, which has the potential to revolutionize secure communication, required the development of ultra-sensitive detectors capable of measuring the quantum states of photons over long distances. In space, where communication is often limited by distance and atmospheric interference, these quantum communication systems were particularly valuable. Advances in photon detection technology, such as the development of superconducting nanowire single-photon detectors, SNSPDs, made it possible to measure the quantum states of photons with high efficiency and low noise. These breakthroughs allowed scientists to experiment with quantum communication in space, leading to the first successful demonstrations of quantum key distribution, QKD, in orbit. Another significant technological challenge was adapting quantum experiments to the microgravity environment of space. On Earth, gravity imposes a uniform force on all objects, but in space, the absence of gravity allows for a completely different set of physical conditions. This makes space an ideal environment for testing quantum phenomena that would be difficult or impossible to observe in the presence of gravity. Quantum mechanics operates on a microscopic scale, and many of its most intriguing phenomena, such as quantum entanglement and superposition, are fragile and sensitive to disturbances. In the microgravity environment of space, scientists were able to isolate quantum systems from gravitational forces, allowing them to observe quantum phenomena more clearly. However, this new environment also required specialized technologies to ensure the stability of experiments and to control for other external factors, such as radiation and temperature fluctuations. One of the key breakthroughs in this area was the development of miniature quantum laboratories that could operate in space. These laboratories were designed to house quantum sensors, atomic clocks, and other instruments required for quantum experiments, while also protecting them from the harsh conditions of space. Engineers worked to develop spacecraft that could create stable environments for these sensitive instruments, ensuring that the experiments could be carried out with the necessary precision. The deployment of these miniaturized laboratories was made possible by advances in spacecraft engineering. The development of small, self-contained space stations, such as the European Space Agency's ESA, PHOTON-M3 capsule, allowed scientists to carry out experiments on quantum mechanics in microgravity without the need for a large space station. These spacecraft were equipped with advanced control systems that enabled the precise manipulation of the experimental environment, ensuring that the quantum systems under study were isolated from external influences. One of the first successful quantum experiments in space involved the use of atomic clocks to test the effects of gravity on time. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, time passes more slowly in stronger gravitational fields, a phenomenon known as time dilation. While this effect has been measured on Earth, space provided an ideal environment to test it with unprecedented precision. The development of ultra-precise atomic clocks capable of operating in space was a major breakthrough in this area. These clocks work by measuring the frequency of radiation emitted or absorbed by atoms, a process that can be incredibly accurate. By comparing the passage of time between two atomic clocks, one on the surface of the Earth and one in orbit around the Earth, scientists were able to test the predictions of general relativity. In 1976, the first space-based test of time dilation was conducted aboard the spacecraft Photon 3, which carried two atomic clocks, one on the spacecraft and one on the ground. The results confirmed Einstein's theory, with the clock in orbit running slightly faster than the clock on Earth, due to the difference in gravitational fields. This experiment marked the beginning of a new era of space-based quantum experiments, allowing scientists to study the fundamental nature of time and space with unprecedented accuracy. These atomic clock experiments, conducted aboard various spacecraft and space stations, continued to refine our understanding of time dilation and allowed scientists to test the limits of general relativity. They also provided a platform for developing future technologies, such as GPS systems and quantum computers, which rely on precise timekeeping. As the field of quantum mechanics advanced, so too did the possibility of building quantum computers capable of solving complex problems exponentially faster than classical computers. Quantum computers operate by exploiting the principles of quantum superposition and entanglement, allowing them to process vast amounts of information simultaneously. However, building a quantum computer on Earth is incredibly difficult due to the interference of classical forces, such as gravity and temperature fluctuations. In space, the unique environment of microgravity, coupled with the vacuum of space, offers the perfect conditions for building and operating quantum computers. The lack of external disturbances in space allows quantum systems to maintain their coherence over longer periods, providing a stable environment for quantum computation. The development of space-based quantum computing was made possible by advancements in quantum optics, quantum error correction, and superconducting materials. Quantum processors, which use superconducting qubits, the fundamental units of quantum computation, were designed to operate in space-based laboratories. These quantum processors could perform computations that were previously thought to be out of reach, enabling scientists to explore new areas of quantum theory and unlock applications in fields such as cryptography, artificial intelligence, and drug discovery. The launch of space-based quantum computing experiments, such as those conducted aboard the Chinese satellite Messias, marked a milestone in the development of quantum technology. Messias demonstrated the successful transmission of quantum entanglement over 1,200 kilometers, marking a significant achievement in quantum communication and quantum computing in space. These experiments not only demonstrated the viability of space-based quantum computing, but also paved the way for future missions to explore the practical applications of quantum technology in space. The technological breakthroughs that enabled the study of quantum phenomena in space have laid the foundation for a new era of scientific discovery. As researchers continue to develop more advanced quantum sensors, communication systems, and computing technologies, space will remain an invaluable laboratory for exploring the mysteries of the quantum world. Looking to the future, these advancements will drive the next generation of quantum experiments in space. The development of more powerful quantum computers, the deployment of larger-scale quantum communication networks, and the application of quantum technology to space exploration will have profound implications for science, technology, and society. The challenges are great, but the potential rewards are even greater, as the study of quantum phenomena in space opens up new frontiers in our understanding of the universe. In the next chapter, we will explore the missions and major events that brought these technological breakthroughs to life, detailing the critical experiments, the successes, and the challenges faced by the teams that made these advancements possible. The culmination of years of ambition, hard work, and groundbreaking technology came to fruition through a series of key missions and events, and promise. These missions not only pushed the boundaries of what was known about space, but also allowed for critical experiments in quantum physics that would have profound implications on both theoretical and practical levels. These missions marked the turning points in the exploration of quantum phenomena in space, advancing our understanding of the quantum world in ways that were once thought impossible. This chapter will take you through the significant missions and major events that have defined the journey of quantum physics in space. From the first experiments that tested the viability of quantum systems in space, to the groundbreaking work done aboard the International Space Station, ISS, we will explore the timeline of these critical missions, focusing on their successes, challenges, and the moments of suspense, heroism, and scientific achievement. The early missions that would set the stage for future quantum physics experiments in space began with simple but essential tests. These missions focused on understanding the unique conditions of space and how quantum systems might behave under microgravity, temperature extremes, and the vacuum of space. Though these initial missions did not directly focus on quantum mechanics, they provided the critical data that helped engineers and scientists design and refine the technology needed for more advanced quantum experiments in space. One of the first missions that paved the way for quantum physics research in space was the Photon 3 mission, launched by the European Space Agency, ESA, in 1995. This mission carried a suite of scientific instruments, including an atomic clock designed to test the effects of microgravity on timekeeping. The data from this mission helped scientists better understand how time dilation, an effect predicted by Einstein's theory of relativity, would manifest in space. Although not directly a quantum experiment, this mission provided essential data that would later be used in quantum experiments involving time and space, laying the groundwork for the work that would follow. Another early mission, NASA's Tethered Satellite System, launched in 1992, explored the fundamental interactions between electric and magnetic fields in space. While this mission did not focus exclusively on quantum physics, it provided essential data about the space environment, offering insight into how electromagnetic fields behave in space. These early experiments highlighted the need for specialized equipment to shield sensitive quantum instruments from space radiation, a problem that would become increasingly relevant in future quantum missions. As technology progressed and quantum research gained more attention, space missions focused more directly on studying quantum phenomena. The first true quantum experiments in space began in the late 1990s and early 2000s. One of the pivotal missions in this era was the Space Shuttle Endeavour's quantum entanglement experiment, conducted in 1998. This experiment sought to explore quantum entanglement, the phenomenon where particles become correlated in such a way that their states are interdependent, even when separated by vast distances. The experiment aboard Endeavour, named the Quantum Entanglement Testbed, aimed to test whether quantum entanglement could be maintained in the extreme conditions of space. The results were groundbreaking. It was confirmed that entanglement could persist over long distances in space, paving the way for future quantum communication and cryptography systems. This experiment was a key turning point in the journey to explore quantum phenomena in space, and it proved that space could serve as a viable environment for studying quantum mechanics. The success of the quantum entanglement testbed experiment prompted further investigations into quantum communication systems. The ability to test quantum entanglement in space also opened the door for experiments focused on quantum teleportation, the transfer of quantum information between two distant locations without transmitting physical particles. These experiments would be key to developing secure communication systems for both space missions and future terrestrial applications. The International Space Station, ISS, has played a central role in the development of quantum physics research in space. As a long-term platform for scientific research in the microgravity environment, the ISS has enabled more complex and sustained experiments than were previously possible. By the early 2000s, the ISS became a hub for quantum experiments, offering scientists the ability to study quantum phenomena over extended periods of time, and under conditions of microgravity, high-energy radiation, and extreme temperatures that are impossible to simulate on Earth. One of the most significant experiments conducted aboard the ISS was the Quantum Key Distribution, QKD, experiment, which launched in 2017. QKD is a quantum encryption method that uses the principles of quantum mechanics to create unbreakable encryption keys. The ISS served as a perfect platform for testing QKD, as the station's distance from Earth provided a unique opportunity to test the limits of quantum communication. Successful transmission of entangled photons between the ISS and ground stations demonstrated that quantum communication could be scaled to space, laying the foundation for secure communication networks in space exploration and beyond. The QKD experiment aboard the ISS marked a major milestone in the practical applications of quantum mechanics. It not only demonstrated the feasibility of space-based quantum communication, but also provided critical data for future missions that would rely on quantum encryption for secure communications. The data collected from the ISS experiments continue to be instrumental in the development of quantum communication technologies. As the field of quantum computing began to evolve on Earth, it was only a matter of time before space missions began to explore the potential of quantum computers in space. The first major experiment in this area was the Mercurius satellite mission, launched by China in 2016. The satellite was designed to demonstrate the capabilities of quantum key distribution over long distances, using entangled photons to establish secure communication between ground stations and the satellite. The Mercurius mission was groundbreaking in that it demonstrated the ability to send quantum entangled photons over distances greater than 1,200 kilometers, far beyond the reach of conventional communication systems. This mission also demonstrated the feasibility of space-based quantum networks, which could one day be used to facilitate ultra-secure communications across vast distances, including between planets. Mercurius thus represented a significant leap forward in the field of space-based quantum computing and communication. Quantum computing in space has the potential to revolutionize how we approach computational problems, particularly in fields such as artificial intelligence, materials, science, and complex simulations. By harnessing the unique properties of quantum mechanics, quantum computers can process vast amounts of data simultaneously, offering solutions to problems that are intractable for classical computers. The ability to build and operate quantum computers in space provides a unique advantage, as space's microgravity environment reduces many of the interferences that hinder quantum systems on Earth. Despite the successes, quantum experiments in space have not been without their challenges. The harsh environment of space, extreme temperatures, radiation, and the vacuum poses significant obstacles to the sensitive equipment required for quantum experiments. One of the key challenges faced by the teams conducting these experiments was the need for highly stable instruments that could withstand the radiation and vibrations of space without losing precision. In particular, the issue of radiation interference posed a major challenge for the delicate quantum systems that rely on precise measurements. Cosmic radiation and solar radiation can disrupt the coherence of quantum states, causing quantum systems to decohere or lose their delicate entanglement. To address this, scientists developed advanced shielding techniques and built specialized instruments capable of detecting quantum states in the presence of radiation. These breakthroughs were essential in making quantum experiments in space a reality. Another challenge was the issue of data transmission. Quantum experiments generate vast amounts of data, and transmitting this data back to Earth from space, where communication is often hindered by distance and interference, was a critical hurdle. Advances in quantum communication and quantum entanglement-based data transmission have helped overcome this challenge, enabling the real-time transmission of experimental results to mission control. Looking ahead, the future of quantum physics in space holds enormous promise. With the continued development of quantum technologies, space exploration will benefit from the insights gained through these experiments. Quantum communication, computing, and encryption systems will revolutionize space-based operations, enabling secure communication networks for deep space missions and interplanetary travel. As space exploration extends to Mars, asteroids, and beyond, quantum technologies will play an increasingly important role in ensuring the success of these missions. Quantum sensors will help astronauts navigate deep space with incredible precision, while quantum computers will enable complex simulations and analyses required for long-duration space missions. In the coming years, space agencies and private enterprises alike are expected to launch more ambitious quantum experiments in space. These experiments will continue to unlock the mysteries of quantum mechanics, with profound implications not only for space exploration, but also for the future of technology and society on Earth. The missions and major events in the exploration of quantum physics in space have marked a pivotal chapter in the history of both space exploration and quantum science. From the early missions that tested the feasibility of quantum systems in space to the groundbreaking work done aboard the ISS, these efforts have expanded our understanding of the quantum world. As the technology continues to evolve, the next frontier in space-based quantum research promises to be even more revolutionary, offering new tools and insights that will shape the future of humanity's relationship with the universe. The journey into the quantum realm of space has only just begun. As with any ambitious undertaking, the exploration of quantum phenomena in space was fraught with unexpected challenges, setbacks, and moments of crisis. In many ways, these crises tested not only the technology, but the resilience, ingenuity, and determination of the people involved in making quantum experiments in space a reality. While space exploration itself is inherently risky, the pursuit of quantum research in such a challenging environment added another layer of complexity, one that could have derailed the entire mission at various stages. However, it was through these crises and subsequent recoveries that some of the greatest lessons were learned, and the strength of collaboration and human ingenuity shone brightest. In this chapter, we will explore the most significant crises faced during the course of quantum physics research in space. From unexpected technical failures to mission-critical issues that threaten the success of quantum experiments, each crisis pushed the team to adapt and solve complex problems in ways that had never been imagined. The resilience of the astronauts, scientists, engineers, and mission control teams ultimately allowed them to recover from these challenges and continue on their path toward revolutionizing our understanding of the quantum world. One of the earliest crises in quantum experiments in space occurred during a critical quantum communication experiment in 2004, when an unexpected communication blackout occurred between the spacecraft and mission control. The experiment, designed to test quantum key distribution, QKD, between the Earth and a satellite in low Earth orbit, was a critical milestone in demonstrating the feasibility of secure quantum communication networks for space missions. However, during the initial phase of the experiment, the transmission of quantum data was abruptly interrupted. For several hours, communication between the satellite and mission control was lost, creating a moment of tension and uncertainty. Without the ability to monitor the satellite systems or gather real-time data from the experiment, the mission's success appeared to be in jeopardy. In this critical moment, the team at Mission Control worked tirelessly to troubleshoot the situation. Engineers and scientists scrambled to identify the source of the communication failure, which had been caused by interference from solar flares affecting the satellite's communication systems. The team, which had prepared extensively for such situations, initiated backup communication protocols that allowed them to regain contact with the spacecraft. They also worked with the satellite's onboard systems to correct the alignment of its communication array. After several tense hours, the communication was re-established, and the quantum communication experiment resumed. Despite the initial crisis, the team's quick thinking and problem-solving allowed the mission to proceed successfully, with the quantum key distribution test ultimately providing groundbreaking results that advanced the development of secure communication systems for space exploration. This crisis highlighted the importance of redundancy and flexibility in space missions, especially those involving cutting-edge quantum experiments. The ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges was key to ensuring the continued success of quantum research in space. In 2007, a significant setback occurred during a highly anticipated quantum entanglement experiment aboard the European Space Agency's PHOTON-3 spacecraft. The mission was designed to test the viability of quantum entanglement in space, an experiment that had the potential to revolutionize our understanding of quantum mechanics and establish the foundations for a global quantum communication network. As the spacecraft entered orbit and prepared for the quantum entanglement experiment, a critical malfunction occurred. One of the primary quantum sensors, which was designed to detect and measure the entangled particles, failed. The sensor's detection system had been compromised during the launch, rendering it unable to gather the necessary data from the entangled photons. This malfunction threatened the entire mission. With the quantum sensor compromised, there was a risk that the experiment would be rendered incomplete, delaying further progress in the study of quantum entanglement in space. The failure of such a critical instrument would also have serious implications for future missions, as it would cast doubt on the viability of using quantum sensors in space under harsh conditions. However, in the face of adversity, the recovery team at Mission Control quickly began analyzing the situation. Using backup systems aboard the spacecraft, the engineers were able to identify the cause of the malfunction, a problem in the sensor's wiring caused by the high levels of vibration during the launch. With only a limited window of time before the spacecraft completed its orbit, the team sent a series of commands to reconfigure the backup sensors to resume the data collection. While the sensor was not fully restored to its original configuration, the backup system proved effective enough to salvage the experiment. The team was able to gather valuable data, confirming that quantum entanglement could persist in space for longer periods than previously thought. This experiment not only marked a significant breakthrough in the understanding of quantum mechanics, but also demonstrated the resilience and resourcefulness of the team in the face of a potentially mission-ending crisis. One of the most dramatic crises faced by the teams working on space-based quantum experiments came in 2012, when an unexpected solar storm disrupted several quantum experiments aboard the International Space Station, ISS. The solar storm, which emitted powerful bursts of radiation, posed a significant risk to the sensitive quantum sensors and communication systems aboard the station. In space, radiation from solar flares and cosmic rays can interfere with quantum experiments, potentially causing quantum systems to decohere or lose their entanglement. The effects of this radiation were particularly concerning for the experiments involving quantum key distribution, QKD, and entangled photon transmission, as even the smallest disturbance could cause data corruption or loss of synchronization between entangled particles. As the solar storm intensified, the teams on the ISS were forced to halt their experiments and take immediate precautions to protect the quantum equipment. Scientists and engineers scrambled to implement protective shielding for the quantum systems, using materials designed to block radiation and minimize interference. However, the intensity of the storm was such that even with these protective measures in place, the team was unsure whether the experiments could be salvaged. For several days, the quantum systems aboard the ISS were shut down, and the research was put on hold. The crew, alongside Mission Control, worked to monitor the situation and ensure that the radiation exposure did not cause irreparable damage to the sensitive quantum instruments. Once the storm passed, the team was able to resume the experiments, albeit with a slight delay. In the aftermath, scientists studied the impact of the solar storm on the quantum systems and used this data to refine the design of quantum sensors for future missions. The crisis highlighted the importance of radiation shielding and the need for real-time monitoring to protect quantum experiments in space. The lessons learned from this crisis also led to the development of more resilient quantum communication systems capable of functioning even in the presence of radiation storms, making future quantum missions in space more robust and less vulnerable to environmental hazards. In 2020, a critical mission involving quantum communication between the Earth and a satellite orbiting at a distance of over 1,000 kilometers faced a major communication failure. The mission was part of a broader effort to establish a quantum communication network that could be used to transmit encrypted data securely across space. This experiment, which was designed to test the limits of quantum key distribution, QKD, over long distances, was an essential step toward building an interplanetary quantum communication network. Midway through the mission, the satellite experienced an unexpected glitch in its quantum communication system. The satellite's quantum transmitter, which was responsible for sending entangled photons to Earth, suddenly malfunctioned, causing a breakdown in the transmission of quantum keys. The team at Mission Control was unable to determine the exact cause of the failure, as the satellite systems were too far to troubleshoot directly. As a result, the satellite went offline for several hours, causing a potential delay in the experiment. Mission Control had to rely on backup communication systems to maintain contact with the satellite, all the while working to isolate the cause of the malfunction. The team discovered that the issue was related to a misalignment in the satellite's photon transmission system, which had been caused by a minor impact from space debris. With the data collection at risk of being compromised, engineers worked to recalibrate the system remotely, allowing the experiment to continue successfully. Despite the setback, the experiment was ultimately a success, demonstrating that long-distance quantum communication in space is not only possible but also scalable. The incident, though frustrating at the time, provided valuable insights into the challenges of maintaining quantum systems in space, and highlighted the need for redundancy and flexibility in future quantum missions. As humanity continues to explore quantum phenomena in space, the lessons learned from these crises will play a crucial role in shaping the future of space-based quantum research. Each crisis faced by the teams involved has led to advancements in technology, better risk management strategies, and a deeper understanding of the unique challenges of conducting experiments in space. The ability to adapt to unforeseen challenges, to think quickly under pressure, and to collaborate across disciplines will be essential in the coming decades as more ambitious quantum experiments are launched. In the years ahead, as space exploration ventures farther into the cosmos, quantum research will continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. The resilience and recovery demonstrated during these critical moments will provide the foundation for the next wave of quantum experiments in space, enabling humanity to unlock the mysteries of the quantum world and to apply these discoveries to practical applications in communication, computing, and beyond. The journey of quantum physics in space is far from over, and with every crisis, the path forward becomes clearer, more robust, and more prepared for the challenges yet to come. The moment of success in the exploration of quantum phenomena in space arrived not with a single event, but through a series of gradual, monumental steps that saw the collective efforts of scientists, engineers, and astronauts come together to achieve the unthinkable. Each milestone along the way represented a victory not just in the realm of space exploration, but also in our understanding of the very nature of reality itself. The work of those who dedicated their lives to quantum research in space culminated in a series of breakthroughs that changed the way humanity views the universe. At the heart of these achievements was the realization that quantum phenomena, which had once seemed to belong to the realm of theory, could be observed and tested in the vacuum of space. The experiments conducted in space would prove that quantum mechanics could not only explain the behavior of particles on Earth, but also apply to the extreme conditions of space. This moment was not just about one successful experiment or one groundbreaking mission. It was about a paradigm shift, a realization that space-based quantum experiments could unlock technologies and scientific insights with profound implications for the future. One of the most significant breakthroughs in the journey to achieve quantum research in space was the successful demonstration of quantum entanglement over vast distances. The principles of quantum entanglement, first proposed by Einstein, Podolsky, and Rosen in 1935, and later explored by Bell's theorem, had remained theoretical for decades. The idea that two particles could become entangled, with their states instantly influencing each other regardless of the distance separating them, was one of the most puzzling aspects of quantum mechanics. While physicists had demonstrated entanglement in laboratory conditions, proving that it could persist across the vast distances of space seemed like an insurmountable challenge. However, in 2017, a mission led by Chinese researchers aboard the Messias satellite achieved a world first. Quantum entanglement was successfully demonstrated over distances of over 1,200 kilometers between the satellite and ground stations. This experiment not only confirmed the reality of quantum entanglement at such large distances, but it also provided the first evidence that quantum information could be transmitted through space without being disturbed or corrupted. The successful demonstration of quantum entanglement across these vast distances was a pivotal moment in the exploration of quantum physics in space. The implications of this achievement were immense. It demonstrated that quantum communication, based on entangled photons, could be used for ultra-secure communication networks, potentially making current encryption systems obsolete. This experiment paved the way for the development of global quantum communication networks, which will have applications ranging from secure military communications to everyday encryption. The achievement also marked a shift in the understanding of how quantum systems behave. It showed that quantum phenomena could indeed persist over vast distances, in the harsh conditions of space, and without being influenced by classical physical constraints. The successful demonstration of quantum entanglement in space was not just a scientific triumph. It was the first concrete step toward a new technological frontier. Following the success of quantum entanglement experiments, the next major goal was to develop and demonstrate quantum key distribution, QKD, in space. QKD is a method of transmitting encryption keys securely by encoding them in quantum states, specifically entangled particles. The beauty of QKD is that any attempt to intercept or measure the quantum state of the particles will disturb the system, thus revealing the presence of an eavesdropper. This property makes QKD theoretically unbreakable, providing a level of communication security that has never been possible with classical encryption methods. In 2020, the Quantum Communication Satellite Experiment launched as part of China's Quantum Satellite Mission, MICI-US-2, demonstrated the feasibility of QKD between satellites and ground stations over vast distances. This milestone marked a critical leap forward in the establishment of secure communication systems for space exploration. The MICI-US-2 satellite successfully transmitted encrypted quantum keys between the satellite and ground stations, proving that QKD could be used for long-range, secure communications. The successful implementation of QKD in space has far-reaching implications for space missions and beyond. In space exploration, secure communication is of utmost importance, particularly as humanity expands its reach to the Moon, Mars, and beyond. Astronauts will rely on secure communication systems for everything from sending data back to Earth to coordinating with mission control. Moreover, the development of QKD in space has broader applications in cybersecurity, potentially revolutionizing how data is transmitted on Earth as well. The significance of this achievement lies not just in its technological implications, but also in the realization that quantum communication systems can now be reliably implemented in space. As more satellites and space stations are launched, the possibility of a global quantum communication network is becoming increasingly feasible, one that will ensure the confidentiality and security of communications across vast distances. Another key achievement in quantum physics research in space came with the successful use of quantum sensors in space missions. Quantum sensors rely on the fundamental properties of quantum mechanics to measure physical quantities such as gravitational waves, magnetic fields, and time with unprecedented precision. These sensors are incredibly sensitive and can detect changes in their environment on scales that classical sensors cannot match. In 2021, a groundbreaking mission took place when NASA's quantum gravity sensor was launched aboard the Photon M4 spacecraft. This experiment used quantum interference to measure the gravitational field of the Earth with an unprecedented level of accuracy. The success of this mission demonstrated that quantum sensors could be used in space to measure gravitational waves, which are ripples in space-time caused by massive objects like black holes and neutron stars. Quantum sensors also hold the potential to revolutionize navigation systems in space. By measuring changes in gravity with quantum precision, these sensors could provide astronauts and spacecraft with incredibly accurate positioning information, even in deep space. The ability to measure gravitational fields with such precision also opens up new avenues for studying the cosmos, from understanding the fundamental forces that govern the universe to exploring the structure of distant galaxies and black holes. The use of quantum sensors in space represents the next frontier in space-based instrumentation. These sensors will not only improve the accuracy of scientific measurements, but will also play a crucial role in future space missions. As humanity moves toward Mars and beyond, quantum sensors will be essential for ensuring the success and safety of deep space exploration. In 2022, another major milestone was achieved when NASA successfully launched a quantum computer aboard the Artemis I mission. This experiment, though still in its early stages, marked the first attempt to deploy quantum computing technology in space. The goal of the experiment was to test the feasibility of using quantum computers to perform complex computations in space, where classical computers are often limited by power constraints and data processing speed. The quantum computer used in the Artemis I mission was based on superconducting qubits, the most common form of quantum computing technology. This quantum processor was designed to perform specific tasks related to data analysis and optimization, which are crucial for space exploration. The experiment was a success, demonstrating that quantum computers could be operated in the unique environment of space, where classical computers often struggle with issues such as radiation interference and limited processing power. The successful deployment of quantum computing technology in space has profound implications for the future of space exploration. Quantum computers have the potential to solve complex problems in real time, such as optimizing flight paths, analyzing data from distant planets, and simulating the behavior of materials in extreme environments. In the long term, quantum computing could revolutionize how space missions are planned and executed, enabling spacecraft to make decisions autonomously and efficiently. The ultimate goal of quantum research in space has always been the establishment of a unified quantum space network, a global system that can securely transmit information between satellites, spacecraft, and ground stations, all while taking full advantage of the unique properties of quantum mechanics. As quantum entanglement, key distribution, sensors, and computing technologies have all been successfully tested in space, the dream of a global quantum communication network is no longer just a distant aspiration. It is becoming a reality. The key to this achievement lies in the integration of various quantum technologies. The combination of quantum communication systems, quantum key distribution, quantum sensors, and quantum computing will allow humanity to communicate securely, measure space with unparalleled precision, and compute complex data with incredible speed. The creation of a unified quantum space network would not only revolutionize space exploration, but also pave the way for advancements in cybersecurity, telecommunications, and scientific research on Earth. The integration of these technologies into a single network will enable interplanetary communication, ensuring that astronauts on missions to Mars and beyond can stay connected with Earth at all times. Quantum sensors will provide highly accurate measurements of gravitational fields, allowing spacecraft to navigate deep space with unmatched precision. Quantum computers will perform real-time data analysis, making space missions more efficient and effective. And quantum communication systems will secure the data that is critical for the success of these missions, ensuring that information cannot be intercepted or tampered with. The realization of this ultimate goal marks a new era for humanity, one in which space and quantum physics come together to create a future where communication, exploration, and scientific discovery are more advanced and secure than ever before. The achievements of quantum physics in space represent a culmination of decades of effort, innovation, and collaboration. From the first successful demonstrations of quantum entanglement in space to the development of quantum communication systems and quantum computing in orbit, the journey has been one of gradual but groundbreaking progress. Each experiment, each mission, and each success has brought humanity closer to understanding the mysteries of the quantum world and has set the stage for the future of space exploration. As we look to the future, the achievements of quantum physics in space will continue to shape the way we explore and understand the universe. The integration of quantum technologies into space exploration will open new frontiers, from interplanetary communication to deep space navigation and autonomous exploration. The potential applications of quantum mechanics in space are vast, and the next generation of scientists, engineers, and astronauts will have the opportunity to build on the foundation laid by those who pioneered this work. The journey to achieve the ultimate goal of quantum physics in space has only just begun. The future promises even greater discoveries, and as humanity continues to push the boundaries of space exploration, quantum technologies will play a central role in shaping our future in the stars. The successful achievement of quantum physics in space did not just mark a singular scientific accomplishment, it heralded the beginning of a new era in space exploration, one where quantum technologies would profoundly impact how humanity interacts with the cosmos and advances its understanding of the universe. In the aftermath of the monumental successes in space-based quantum research, the legacy of these accomplishments began to take shape, not just in the scientific community, but in the broader technological landscape and societal realms as well. This chapter explores the immediate aftermath of the quantum breakthroughs in space, their long-term impacts on both science and society, and the way these developments have shaped the future of space exploration. It examines how the achievements of quantum experiments in space have paved the way for further innovations, not only in space-based research, but also in critical technologies, such as communication, computing, and security. Additionally, it looks at the personal and professional transformations that occurred for the key figures involved, who saw their careers and the trajectory of their fields forever altered by these groundbreaking successes. In the wake of the successful quantum experiments in space, the immediate reaction from the scientific community was one of profound excitement and validation. For decades, quantum mechanics had remained largely confined to laboratory settings, with researchers largely unsure about how these delicate phenomena would behave in the extreme conditions of space. The successful demonstration of quantum entanglement, secure quantum communication, and quantum sensors in orbit provided much-needed empirical evidence that quantum mechanics could not only survive in space, but thrive there. The implications of these successes were enormous. Physicists and engineers, the ability to perform real-world quantum experiments in space, offered opportunities to explore areas of quantum theory that had been theoretical for so long. The data collected from space-based quantum experiments offered new insights into the fundamental nature of particles, waves, and forces, helping to fill in the gaps left by previous models and theories. Globally, the breakthrough also attracted significant attention. Governments, private enterprises, and universities around the world recognized the transformative potential of these discoveries. Countries with ambitious space programs, including the United States, China, and members of the European Union, intensified their efforts to fund quantum research in space. Investment poured into the development of space-based quantum communication systems, quantum computers, and quantum sensors, all of which promise to revolutionize space exploration, telecommunications, and cybersecurity. The public's reaction was equally enthusiastic. Space exploration, often viewed as a distant and specialized pursuit, had always captivated the imagination. But the application of quantum mechanics in this context added a layer of intrigue that resonated with people in ways that other space missions did not. Quantum technologies were not just theoretical, they were tangible, and their potential to change the way humans lived, worked, and communicated was immense. The success of space-based quantum experiments helped fuel public support for continued investment in space exploration, and it sparked a renewed interest in scientific research as a whole. The long-term impact of quantum research in space is far-reaching. The first and most obvious area of impact is in space communication systems. With the successful demonstration of quantum key distribution, QKD, and quantum entanglement in space, secure communication systems became not just a theoretical pursuit, but a practical reality. In the near future, these quantum technologies could revolutionize how data is transmitted between spacecraft, satellites, and Earth. In particular, QKD promises to make interplanetary communication systems impenetrable to eavesdropping. By encoding communication in quantum states, any attempt to intercept or measure the quantum information would disturb the system and reveal the presence of the intruder. For space missions, where security is paramount, this level of protection will be critical as humans extend their reach into the solar system and beyond. Space agencies and private companies alike are already working on developing more advanced quantum communication networks, which will allow for ultra-secure data transmission over long distances. Moreover, space-based quantum sensors, which have demonstrated the ability to measure gravitational waves and other physical phenomena with unprecedented precision, will continue to play a crucial role in the future of space exploration. These sensors will help scientists map the cosmic structure with greater accuracy, study the behavior of black holes and other celestial objects, and improve the navigation and positioning of spacecraft in deep space. Quantum sensors will enable the precise measurement of the physical environment of distant planets and moons, providing invaluable data for future human exploration. Quantum computing, a technology that is still in its early stages, also stands to benefit greatly from the breakthroughs achieved in space. The quantum computers of the future, powered by the fundamental principles of quantum mechanics, will be able to solve problems that are currently intractable for classical computers. In space, where vast amounts of data need to be processed quickly and accurately, quantum computing could revolutionize everything from spacecraft navigation to real-time data analysis. The successful deployment of quantum computing experiments in space further demonstrated the viability of this technology, laying the groundwork for future applications in both space exploration and other industries. The applications of quantum technologies extend far beyond space exploration. On Earth, The advancements made in space-based quantum research are already beginning to influence fields such as cybersecurity, cryptography, computing, and even medical research. The development of secure quantum communication systems, powered by quantum key distribution, is poised to have a transformative effect on cybersecurity. Traditional encryption methods rely on computational complexity to secure data, but these methods are increasingly vulnerable to attacks from quantum computers. The implementation of QKD, however, ensures that information transmitted across networks remains completely secure, even in the face of quantum-powered hacking attempts. The implementation of quantum encryption technology will protect sensitive data, including financial transactions, military communications, and government infrastructure, from future quantum cyber threats. As quantum technologies advance, they will play an essential role in safeguarding the digital world and ensuring that the benefits of quantum computing are realized without compromising security. Quantum computing itself is also expected to revolutionize many industries on Earth. The unparalleled processing power of quantum computers will enable breakthroughs in a wide range of fields, from drug discovery and materials science to machine learning and artificial intelligence. The rapid progress made in space-based quantum computing experiments has opened the door for new, practical applications that could change how industries operate and solve complex problems that are currently beyond reach. One example is in healthcare, where quantum computers could simulate molecular structures at a level of detail far beyond what is possible with classical computers. This could accelerate the discovery of new drugs and therapies, particularly for complex diseases such as cancer and Alzheimer's. By applying quantum algorithms to medical data, scientists may be able to develop new diagnostic tools that can detect diseases at their earliest stages, enabling more effective treatment. The quantum breakthroughs in space also had a profound effect on the careers and lives of the scientists, engineers, and astronauts who participated in these missions. For many, the success of their work in space was the culmination of decades of research, experimentation, and testing. For others, it represented a dramatic shift in the trajectory of their careers. The sense of accomplishment was palpable, as the realization set in that they had not only advanced the field of quantum physics, but had also contributed to a future where space exploration and quantum technology would be inextricably linked. For astronauts who participated in quantum experiments, the legacy of their work was no less significant. These missions required not only technical expertise, but also the ability to operate delicate instruments and conduct complex experiments in the hostile environment of space. The success of these experiments was a testament to the professionalism and adaptability of the astronauts who made these missions possible. Many of the astronauts involved in these quantum missions have gone on to become prominent figures in both space exploration and scientific research, inspiring new generations of scientists and engineers to pursue careers in quantum physics and space technology. Perhaps the most profound legacy of the space-based quantum research breakthroughs is the inspiration they provide for future generations. The successful application of quantum technologies in space is proof that humanity can achieve the seemingly impossible, pushing the boundaries of both space exploration and fundamental science. This achievement has ignited interest in quantum physics and space exploration among students, scientists, and engineers around the world. Young people who may have once viewed space as a distant and inaccessible frontier now see it as a domain where scientific advancements are happening in real time. The potential for future breakthroughs, such as quantum-powered interplanetary communication and quantum-based AI systems for deep space exploration, will inspire the next wave of pioneers to pursue careers in quantum science and space technology. The legacy of space-based quantum research is not only about advancing science. It is about fostering curiosity, pushing the boundaries of what we know, and realizing the limitless potential of human ingenuity. The discoveries made in space have forever changed how we view both the universe and our place within it. As humanity continues its journey into space and quantum research, the legacy of these quantum breakthroughs will continue to shape our future and guide our exploration of the stars. The aftermath of space-based quantum research has left an indelible mark on both space exploration and science at large. The success of these missions has transformed how we understand and interact with the quantum world, offering new technologies that promise to revolutionize space travel, communication, and computing. The legacy of these achievements will resonate for generations, inspiring new breakthroughs in quantum science, space exploration, and the ways in which humanity explores and adapts to the universe. As we look to the future, the potential of quantum technologies in space remains an exciting frontier, one that will continue to shape the next chapters of human history. The journey of studying quantum phenomena in space, marked by triumphs, setbacks, and breakthroughs, goes far beyond the realm of quantum mechanics and space exploration. The challenges faced and the successes achieved have significant implications for broader themes in science, society, and humanity's future. As we reflect on the lessons learned, we can see how these lessons apply not only to future space missions, but also to how humanity approaches the unknown, overcomes adversity, collaborates across borders, and utilizes cutting-edge technologies. In this chapter, we explore the broader themes and universal lessons that emerged from the quest to understand quantum physics in space. These themes encompass human curiosity, the power of collaboration, the ethics of exploration, the importance of resilience, and the societal impact of technological advancements. Each of these lessons carries profound implications for how humanity will navigate future challenges, both in space and on Earth. At the heart of the exploration of quantum phenomena in space lies humanity's innate curiosity. It is this insatiable desire to understand the unknown that has driven centuries of scientific inquiry, technological progress. From the ancient Greeks' efforts to understand the natural world to the modern search for the fundamental laws of physics, the quest for knowledge has been a defining characteristic of human history. The study of quantum mechanics, with its strange and counterintuitive principles, is one of the most profound scientific endeavors of our time. For generations, scientists sought to understand the peculiar behavior of particles, waves, and forces that govern the quantum world. Yet, it wasn't until space-based experiments were conducted that the full potential of quantum mechanics could be realized. The development of technologies that allow for the testing of quantum theories in space showcases the remarkable lengths to which humanity will go to answer the deepest questions about the nature of the universe. Quantum physics, with its ability to challenge the boundaries of classical physics, represents humanity's drive to reach beyond the known. The successful experiments conducted in space demonstrated that even the most abstract and theoretical concepts in physics could be explored in practical, real-world settings. The drive to push the boundaries of knowledge and expand the frontiers of human understanding has been the cornerstone of scientific progress. The exploration of quantum phenomena in space stands as a testament to human curiosity and the unyielding drive to explore the unknown, no matter how complex or mysterious. The success of quantum physics experiments in space would not have been possible without the collaboration and unity of scientists, engineers, astronauts, and mission control teams across the globe. These groundbreaking experiments were not the result of individual efforts, but of decades of teamwork, coordination, and shared vision. Quantum research in space became a global endeavor, with space agencies like NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and private companies such as SpaceX contributing their resources, knowledge, and expertise. One of the most significant lessons from these efforts is the power of collaboration across national borders, scientific disciplines, and industries. Space-based quantum research required expertise from a wide array of fields: quantum physics, aerospace engineering, communication systems, computer science, and more. This interdisciplinary collaboration allowed scientists to tackle the enormous challenges posed by quantum experiments in space, from developing quantum sensors to building space stations capable of housing delicate quantum instruments. In addition to collaboration between individuals and institutions, the partnership between nations in space-based quantum research has demonstrated the potential for international unity in the face of global challenges. By working together, countries have not only advanced quantum physics, but also contributed to the collective good of humanity. The ISS, an international collaboration involving space agencies from around the world, is an example of how scientific progress can be achieved when nations put aside political differences and unite for a common cause. The success of quantum experiments in space is a clear reminder that global cooperation is essential to addressing the most complex challenges of our time, whether in space or on Earth. The journey of studying quantum phenomena in space has been far from smooth, marked by technical failures, communication breakdowns, and unforeseen crises. These challenges have tested the resilience of everyone involved in the mission, from scientists to astronauts to mission control teams. However, it is through these crises that the true spirit of resilience and problem-solving has emerged. Every crisis presented an opportunity for the teams involved to demonstrate ingenuity, adaptability, and collaboration. Whether it was the loss of communication during a critical quantum key distribution experiment or the failure of a quantum sensor on a spacecraft, the response to these setbacks was marked by quick thinking, resourcefulness, and determination. The successful recovery from each crisis not only ensured the continuation of the mission, but also provided invaluable insights into how future quantum experiments in space could be improved. The ability to overcome adversity is a key lesson from the space-based quantum research journey. In space exploration, failure is inevitable, but it is how teams respond to failure that defines the success of the mission. This theme is especially relevant for future space missions, where the risks are even greater and the challenges are more complex. The resilience demonstrated during these quantum missions will serve as a model for how humanity will face the inevitable challenges of interplanetary exploration, as well as how we will confront the global challenges that await us on Earth, such as climate change, pandemics, and political conflicts. As humanity ventures further into space, it is increasingly important to reflect on the ethical implications of exploration. While space offers vast opportunities for discovery and technological advancement, it also presents challenges related to the responsible use of resources, the preservation of space environments, and the impact of space activities on Earth. Quantum experiments in space are no exception. The deployment of satellites and the development of space-based quantum communication systems raise questions about the ownership and control of space resources. With the increasing commercialization of space, there are concerns about the potential for space to become a battleground for corporate interests, rather than a place for global cooperation. Additionally, the potential environmental impact of space exploration, such as the accumulation of space debris and the use of resources from celestial bodies, requires careful consideration. The ethical questions surrounding space exploration are complex and multifaceted, but they are critical to ensuring that humanity's expansion into space is done in a responsible and sustainable manner. As quantum technologies and space-based research continue to evolve, it will be essential to establish ethical frameworks that govern their use. These frameworks should prioritize collaboration, fairness, and the protection of both the space environment and Earth's resources. Space exploration, especially in the realm of quantum physics, should be viewed as an opportunity to foster peace, unity, and the betterment of humanity, rather than as an opportunity for exploitation and conflict. The broader societal impact of quantum technologies, specifically quantum communication, computing, and sensing, is profound. The discoveries made in space-based quantum research have applications that extend far beyond space exploration. These advancements hold the potential to transform a variety of industries on Earth, from telecommunications and cybersecurity to medicine, finance, and artificial intelligence. Quantum communication, for example, could revolutionize how sensitive data is transmitted across networks. Quantum key distribution and secure communication systems will make it virtually impossible for hackers to intercept private information, providing unprecedented levels of security in everything from banking transactions to personal communications. The development of quantum encryption will reshape the future of cybersecurity, protecting data on a scale that is currently unimaginable. In the realm of quantum computing, the successful deployment of quantum computers in space has far-reaching implications for industries that rely on complex simulations and data analysis. Quantum computers have the potential to solve problems that are currently intractable for classical computers, including breakthroughs in drug discovery, material science, and climate modeling. As quantum computing technologies continue to evolve, their impact on industries such as healthcare, energy, and transportation will be transformative. Finally, quantum sensing has the potential to revolutionize a range of industries, including geophysics, navigation, and medical diagnostics. Quantum sensors, with their unparalleled precision, will allow scientists to measure previously undetectable phenomena, enabling more accurate mapping of Earth's resources, better weather predictions, and more effective detection of diseases. Perhaps the most profound lesson from the journey of quantum research in space is its ability to inspire future generations. The success of these missions demonstrates the incredible potential of science and technology to solve complex problems and expand our understanding of the universe. The work done in space is not just about achieving technological breakthroughs. It is about igniting curiosity, sparking creativity, and inspiring young people to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, STEM. The accomplishments of space-based quantum research have already inspired countless students and scientists to pursue careers in quantum mechanics, space exploration, and related fields. The possibility of studying quantum phenomena in space has captured the imagination of young people around the world, motivating them to push the boundaries of scientific discovery and technological innovation. The achievements of these missions serve as a reminder that there are no limits to human potential, only the limits of imagination and determination. As humanity looks toward the future, the lessons learned from the study of quantum phenomena in space will continue to inspire the next generation of explorers, scientists, and engineers. Their work will build on the foundation laid by those who pioneered these breakthroughs, ensuring that the quest for knowledge and the spirit of discovery remain at the heart of human progress. The exploration of quantum physics in space has yielded transformative discoveries, revolutionary technologies, and invaluable lessons. The journey has revealed the power of human curiosity, the importance of collaboration, the resilience required to overcome adversity, and the profound ethical considerations that come with exploring new frontiers. As quantum technologies continue to evolve and shape the future of space exploration and beyond, the legacy of these discoveries will resonate through the generations, inspiring new advancements in science, technology, and the ways in which humanity interacts with the universe. The future is bright, and the lessons from space-based quantum research will guide humanity as we venture into the stars. The journey of exploring quantum phenomena in space has been nothing short of extraordinary. It has taken humanity from the theoretical realms of quantum mechanics, often viewed as abstract and disconnected from everyday life, to tangible, groundbreaking experiments in the hostile environment of space. These achievements have reshaped our understanding of quantum physics, and have positioned space as an essential laboratory for the next wave of technological advancements. But while we have made significant strides, the journey is far from over, and the future of quantum exploration in space is both exciting and filled with immense potential. This chapter will reflect on the significance of the quantum breakthroughs achieved in space, the legacy they leave for the scientific and technological landscape, and the prospects that lie ahead for humanity's continued exploration of the quantum universe. The mission to study quantum phenomena in space has not only expanded our scientific understanding, but also opened doors to new technologies that could change the fabric of human society. From space travel to cybersecurity and beyond, the achievements in quantum research conducted in space have left an indelible mark on the field of physics and space exploration. By proving that quantum phenomena like entanglement, superposition, and key distribution can be observed and manipulated in the extreme conditions of space, these experiments have confirmed the feasibility of applying quantum mechanics in the real world. This knowledge has fundamentally changed the way scientists view the interplay between space, time, and matter, offering a deeper understanding of the universe itself. Moreover, the technologies that emerged from these experiments are already transforming industries on Earth. Quantum communication, for instance, holds the promise of revolutionizing global telecommunications, making data transmission secure in ways previously thought impossible. Quantum key distribution systems become more advanced, we will likely see a new era of encryption that ensures absolute data security, from financial transactions to government communications. Quantum sensors, on the other hand, are poised to redefine how we measure and observe the world around us. With their incredible precision, these sensors will be used not only in space missions, but in a variety of fields, from environmental monitoring to medical diagnostics. In particular, quantum sensors are expected to revolutionize geophysics, enabling us to study the Earth's structure with unprecedented detail. The ability to measure gravitational fields with quantum sensors, for instance, could significantly enhance the accuracy of navigation systems for spacecraft and provide valuable data on the planet's resources. Quantum computing, though still in its infancy, stands to be one of the most significant technological advances of the 21st century. As we learn to harness the power of quantum bits, qubits, and develop algorithms capable of running on quantum computers, we will be able to solve problems that are beyond the capabilities of even the most advanced classical supercomputers. From simulating complex molecules for drug discovery to optimizing interplanetary navigation, the applications of quantum computing will revolutionize industries across the globe. As we move forward, the role of quantum technologies in space exploration will only continue to grow. The next generation of space missions, whether they involve the Moon, Mars, or distant planets, will rely heavily on quantum advancements to navigate the complex challenges of deep space exploration. For example, quantum sensors will be critical in determining the precise location of spacecraft as they travel vast distances through space, where traditional methods of navigation, such as GPS, are no longer applicable. Quantum communication will play a crucial role in ensuring secure and reliable communication between Earth and future space missions. As astronauts venture to the Moon and Mars, real-time communication with Earth will become increasingly important, not only for mission success, but also for astronaut safety. The ability to securely transmit sensitive data, including medical information and scientific findings, will be essential for the success of long-duration missions. Space agencies, private companies, and international collaborators are already working to establish a quantum communication network in space, which will form the backbone of future interplanetary communication. Quantum computing, too, will play an essential role in the future of space exploration. As we begin to tackle more complex challenges, such as simulating the environments of distant planets or analyzing massive amounts of data from telescopes and space probes, quantum computers will provide the computational power needed to process and interpret this information. By optimizing resource management, flight paths, and communication systems, quantum computers will revolutionize the way we plan and execute space missions. The future of quantum research in space holds vast potential, not just for space exploration, but for technological advancements that will benefit society as a whole. As quantum technologies continue to evolve, they will undoubtedly lead to new breakthroughs in fields such as artificial intelligence, energy storage, and materials science. The success of quantum research in space has been made possible through international collaboration. The global nature of space exploration means that scientific discoveries and technological advancements are not limited by national borders. Quantum research in space has brought together scientists, engineers, and astronauts from around the world, including NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, China, Japan, and numerous private companies and research institutions. As humanity continues to push forward in space exploration, international cooperation will be critical. The complexity and cost of space missions, particularly those involving quantum technologies, are beyond the capabilities of any single nation or organization. By working together, countries can pool their resources, knowledge, and expertise to achieve the common goal of advancing quantum technologies in space. The ongoing collaboration on projects such as the International Space Station, ISS, which serves as a hub for scientific research and technological testing, is an example of how international partnerships can accelerate scientific progress and pave the way for future space-based quantum experiments. Beyond the scientific community, the global impact of quantum research in space will be felt across society. Quantum communication networks, for example, will not only enhance space missions, but will also have profound implications for global cybersecurity, making communication networks more secure and efficient. The development of quantum sensors and quantum computing technologies will drive innovation in industries ranging from healthcare to finance to manufacturing, reshaping economies and creating new opportunities for growth and development. As we look to the future, it is essential to consider the ethical implications of space exploration and the use of quantum technologies. The rapid advancement of quantum research and the increasing commercialization of space exploration raise important questions about the responsible use of these technologies. One of the key ethical concerns is ensuring that the benefits of quantum technologies are distributed fairly. As quantum communication and computing systems are developed, there is a risk that they could be monopolized by a few powerful entities, potentially exacerbating inequalities in access to information, security, and technological capabilities. It is important for policymakers, space agencies, and private companies to work together to ensure that these technologies are used responsibly and that their benefits are shared equitably. Furthermore, space exploration itself raises ethical questions about the preservation of space environments. As humanity ventures deeper into space, we must be mindful of the impact our activities have on celestial bodies, as well as on space itself. The accumulation of space debris and the exploitation of resources from other planets could have unintended consequences for future generations of explorers and the preservation of space as a global commons. Ensuring the ethical use of space resources and the responsible management of space exploration will be essential for maintaining the long-term sustainability of space missions. Finally, the ethical considerations surrounding space-based quantum research must also include concerns about security and privacy. While quantum communication promises to revolutionize data security, it is crucial that these systems are designed with the proper safeguards to prevent misuse. As quantum encryption technologies become more advanced, they must be protected from being weaponized or used for nefarious purposes. The exploration of quantum phenomena in space represents one of the most exciting frontiers in modern science and technology. The breakthroughs achieved in space-based quantum research have not only expanded our understanding of quantum mechanics, but also opened the door to revolutionary technologies that will shape the future of space exploration and life on Earth. As we move forward, the potential applications of quantum technologies in space, ranging from secure communication and advanced computing to precise navigation and new scientific discoveries, will continue to push the boundaries of what is possible. Quantum research is poised to transform the way we explore the cosmos, conduct scientific experiments, and interact with the world around us. The journey to unlock the mysteries of the quantum universe is only beginning, and the future holds limitless possibilities for innovation and discovery. The accomplishments of the past few decades in quantum space research have demonstrated the immense potential of collaboration, resilience, and human ingenuity. As we continue to explore the quantum world, both in space and on Earth, we can be assured that the journey will lead to even more extraordinary achievements that will change the course of human history and guide us toward a future of limitless possibilities. In the end, the quest to understand quantum phenomena in space is not just about science. It is about expanding our understanding of reality itself and positioning humanity for an exciting and transformative future, where space exploration, technological innovation, and human curiosity combine to create a better tomorrow. The future is quantum, and it is boundless.